May I seek your lordship's indulgence to mention a matter related to the weekly list of your lordship's weekly list. Weekly list is not there today, and I've just wanted to mention a matter which is of which I would like to bring to mention on Monday, not today. As in, item two. The paper book is ready. Lordship, permit to take out the paper book, then no, you. It is up to you whether you take the paper book or not. That's different matter. We cannot adjourn the matter. Okay, we'll first take up item number 1 and then item number 2. I think it is a MLA matter. Yes. And there is a direction from the Honorable Supreme Court that such case is to be given priority and a special bench has been constituted in view of that decision. Yes. So we cannot adjourn. Please don't seek for an adjournment. So we have to hear this matter. So we may not complete it today, but we'll toss that matter. Okay.
Pardon to mention, my lord, IN number 2154 of 2024 arising out of CRLA number 391 of...
You are moving bail application.
Yes, my lord.
Move it on Monday. This is just a like type of break bench. Okay, we are hearing just specified matter. So please mention on Monday. Okay.
Pardon to mention, my lord. One application for restoration, my lord, that had been assigned formally by Justice R.K.Pattanaik was the primary member of that bench, while the matter has been disposed of by Honorable Justice Chief Justice Westmoreland. My lord, that after the bench was...
Has it been assigned to us?
No.
Then why are you making mention?
My lord,
you file a memo before the deputy register. He has to take appropriate instructions from the Honorable Chief Justice in which court it is to be listed. Don't mention here. Maybe my esteemed brother is one of the member of that bench, but it is up to the Honorable Chief Justice. He has to assign the matter. We cannot take up this matter ourselves. Okay? Let's begin.
Supplementary list, item number 1.
No. अपन टिके साइड ही जानतु तो से 9 जन जाक अछंती तो 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 हां जहां आमे कहू छु अपन को सुबुची
ଆପଣ ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ? Connectivity issues.
Advocate ଅଛନ୍ତି ସାମ୍ନାକୁ ଆସନ୍ତୁ। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ହିୟରିଂ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହବ ତ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରେଜେନ୍ସ ହଉଛି ଆପଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ବୁଝେଇବେ ହେଲା ବାକି ଯାହା ନେସେସରି ଇନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନ ଥିବ ଆପଣ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏଠିକି ଆର୍ଗୁଇଂ କାଉନସିଲ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପାସ୍ ଅନ୍ କରିପାରନ୍ତି କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ ହେଲା ତ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସୁଯୋଗ ଦିଆହେଇଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପ୍ରେଜେନ୍ସରେ ହିୟରିଂ ଆରମ୍ଭ ହଉଛି ହେଲା ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ ଆପଣ ଠିକ ଅଛି Mr. Manoj Chand has filed any written note of argument.
Written note I have prepared, my lord. Prepared.
No. You said that you will file the written note of argument, memo of citations, and you also said
because of that, it is recent for the examination of the.
11%. Now, have you made it ready?
I have made it. Prepared, my lord. Make a xerox copy.
That you filed during course of the day.
Yes.
Okay.
But memo of citation I would make, my lord.
It's
clear for citations I have given.
So you start your argument. Where is Mr. Chan?
Mr. Chan is coming.
Okay, he's coming. You see,
when the last time we took up the matter before sending it for a limited purpose on the basis of a petition that was filed under section 311 CRPC to put some questions, we allowed it. So we have already in detail taken note of the contention. So just you can recapitulate to us that what are those points. And it is not necessary in detail to place everything once again, because we have already taken note of it. So there are some witnesses. Main witness is PW1. So your argument should be confined as to how he is an eyewitness to the occurrence. So what are your points on the basis of which you are making a submission that the evidence of PW1 should not be believed, right? So you place you on your role, but don't make.
It is not necessary.
Yes.
391.
And
No, my lord. Page 103. Deposition of PW1. Deposition of PW1.
whatever note we have taken on the basis of your submission, the very first point you raised on that day is regarding delay in lodging the first application, right? So according to you, the occurrence in question as per the formal FIR, page number 15, the occurrence took place on 9/9/2016 evening. That is the formal FIR, page number 15 it is given. But the FIR was lost 7 days thereafter. That is on 16/9/2016 and the time is 7:05 p.m. And the distance of the place of occurrence from that Utta Singh police station is only 7 kilometers. So the prosecution has tried to explain it through the evidence of PW1 as to why there was delay in lodging the FIR. So it is stated in the evidence that after he saw the crime in her front, the father, mother, and sisters were assaulted and they were taken. And she was also told that they have been killed. And she was also threatened not to disclose the matter before anyone. And thereafter, she was kept on guard. That is the prosecution case. She stayed in the house of PW5, right?
Yes.
For up to 15th, she stayed there. And then on 16th, she lodged the FIR. So prosecution is trying to explain the delay in lodging the FIR in this manner.
Yes.
Your submission, what we have noted, that PW5 has not stated that PW1 was staying in his house for from that 10th to 15th. Okay.
Yes.
And there are evidence on record which should be available from the PW1 that she was moving in the village. That means there was no restriction on his movement. So she could have easily conveyed about what she had seen either to the police or to the others. So therefore, according to you, that delay has not been properly explained. That was your contention.
Moreover,
Then-
he has also intimated about the same to his brothers over phone during that period.
Just a minute. Okay, we will go to that aspect. Then you made the submission that there are contradictions in the evidence of PW1, what she has narrated in the FIR, in the 161, in the 164, and in court, right?
Yes.
So we put a pertinent question to you on that day, whether these contradictions, as you are pointing out, or the omission, whatever it may be, whether it is of such a nature that it can be said to be material contradiction which would affect the credibility of that particular witness, PW1. Because if it is minor contradictions
Not
in a
accepted.
murder case, no importance can be as such attached, and it cannot, on that ground, a witness like a PW1 cannot be discarded.
Yes.
So that you are again to satisfy, because at that point of time, this further evidence which was not there, it has now come. So maybe some further contradictions has come through the, by putting such questions which she deposed in that juvenile case,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So then you said that this extrajudicial confession part, which has been stated by PW1, that is missing in the FIR. That was your submission. And PW1 has stated that PW7 was present when this extrajudicial confession is stated to have been made in that meeting or something like that.
PW7 no other summon.
But PW7 has not corroborated that evidence. So, extrajudicial confession not mentioned in the FIR, not mentioned in the 161 statement. PW7, which stated to be present according to PW1 at the time of that meeting where extrajudicial confession made, he has not supported the case. And you also said that the surrounding circumstances under which that confession stated to have been made, it cannot be said that it was voluntary in nature. So only in the 164 CRPC statement, which was recorded after 3 days of the lodging of the FIR, that extrajudicial confession aspect finds place. So it was your submission that presence of the PW1 at the spot is doubtful. In that was your, and threatening to PW1 by the appellants, that has not been proved. Then delay in lodging of the FIR is fatal. Extrajudicial confession by the accused persons on the hill on the next day is a doubtful feature. Then you said that leading to discovery of the stick at the instance of appellant Tengun Sawal, that is appellant number 1, that is also a doubtful feature. And the scribe of the FIR has not been examined. And you made a submission that there is no evidence as to what happened to the three deceased persons after they were taken from that cow shed. Nobody has seen that they were actually cremated or not. Everything depends upon that extrajudicial confession. So if that confession is disbelieved, then the only evidence remains is that of PW1. PW1 has stated my parents and my sister were assaulted in that cow shed and they were taken. And subsequently, I was threatened. So there is no evidence that the accused persons, all the accused persons, participated in the cremation of the three dead bodies, because when they were taken away from the cow shed, they were alive. Right? That is the submission. So you further stated that one witness was present at the time of occurrence, and he has not been examined. Daman Savar. So he has not been examined. And Lugu Savar is PW7, who accompanied PW1 to the police station for lodging the FIR, and he has not supported the prosecution case. Then PW1, according to PW1, she informed about the occurrence to the brothers that he is making submission, but the brothers have not been examined. So that means after the occurrence, he had seen the occurrence. She was moving freely in the village, no restriction, and her case that she was in the house of a particular man, that is PW5, is not getting corroboration. Or disclosure to her brothers during that period, that is also not corroborated. No evidence has been, because the brothers have not been examined. That was your submission. And then you made a submission that PW1 says that even though the mother was assaulted, but she had not sustained any injury. That means that PW1 was examined and she has not sustained any injury. Then your case is that though the evidence of PW1 is that pesticide or injection was given to and one of the deceased, right? Nothing was seized from the spot. Then shopkeeper from whom the pesticide was purchased, he has not been examined. And then you said that the CE report is totally silent.
Which report?
CE report, chemical examination. That is silent. And here the corpus delicti not found, and bones recovered from the cremation ground not proved to be human bones. Right? And there was previous enmity. So therefore, on the basis sole evidence of PW1, when the requirement is that he should be an absolutely reliable, truthful witness, this PW1 cannot be said to be a witness of that category. So that this court should place implicit reliance on him to convict all these 9 persons and sentence them to death sentence. That was the submission which you made. So we have noted it. So you just continue and try to avoid repetition.
Yes.
All right. Yes, you proceed. Now, by way of this additional evidence, which at the by filing of that 311 petition has been received. So, what further evidence has come? So, let us go to that straight. That is in that deposition of PW1 art condition set up.
Recorded on 15th May 2024.
No, it is there in that. ଏଥିରେ ଆଡ୍ ହେଇନି ବୋଧେ ପେପର ବୁକ୍ ଆଡ୍ ହେଇନଥିବ ତ LCR ଅଛି ଯେ when you should have given it in the paper book ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଠୁ ଆପଣ ଏ PW1 ର ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ପରେ ହେଲା ଏଇ ପେପର ବୁକ୍ ରେ ଆପଣ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ପେଜ ଗୁଡାକ ଇନସର୍ଟ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଏଠି 112 ଏଇଟା 113 ଅଛି ତ ତାକୁ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ 112A 112B ଏମିତି କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ କେଇଟା ପେଜ ହେଇଛି 1 2 ଯୋଉ ଆଡିସନାଲ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ତିନିଟା ପେଜ
four page madam.
4 ପେଜ ଆଚ୍ଛା 112A B C D କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଠି ତାକୁ ପୁରେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ otherwise all right yes
My lord.
just place that will first set up place କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ କଣ further evidence ଆପଣ add କରିବେ।
Further evidence, my lord.
ହଁ
What are the-
ଯୋଉଟା କ୍ରସ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ କଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ
ଏଇଟା ପଢ ପଢି
ତ? ଏଗୁଡ଼ା, ଏଗୁଡ଼ା। ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଏଗୁଡ଼ା,
ସେଇଟାରେ ବାହାର କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଠି ନାହାନ୍ତି
ଏଗୁଡ଼ା, my lord. Yes.
ସେଠି ତାକୁ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ବାହାର କରିବା why is sitting there
ଏଥର ଅଛି
ହେଇଛି ତ ହେଇନି ପୁରା ବୋଧେ
PW1
ପେପର ବୁକ୍
PW1 additional
ହେଇଛି ଆଡିସନାଲ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଆଚ୍ଛା
LCR ଅଛି।
କୋଉଥିରେ ଆଡ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି LCR ନଥିବ
ନାଇଁ ସେଟା ନାହିଁ। Let us where they are, my lord.
ଆସିଲା
ନାଇଁ ଆସିନି।
ପ୍ଲିଜ
ଆପଣ ଭଲ ଲାଗି
ଯୋଉ ଆଡିସନାଲ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ର 15/5/2024
ସେପଟେ ଏଇ କରନ୍ତୁ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ସାଇଡ ରେ ବାହାର କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ପଢୁନି
my lord, your
yes
lordship.
please place
It is a fact that I have given my evidence in
please
JSP.
adjust your mic mic संभाल please
Yes, my lord.
Hmm.
It is a fact that I have given my evidence in JCL 8/2017 arising out of GR 418 of 2016 as
Just a
PW12.
minute. In your JCL 08 of 2017 ରେ
Sir,
जो accused थिला तार नाम कौन
Jamsu Savar.
कौन
Jamsu Savar.
जामसु सबर अच्छा तार ट्रायल रे कौन हैला
ट्रायल रे 302 टा ये कर देले एक्विटल कर देले किंतु अदर जो 341 और अदर जो फर्स्ट पार्ट जो असल्ट जो लागो एटा कंडीशन
all right you place it
as far as second part of occurrence that was acquitted because of his proof.
place it
My lord, it's a fact that I have given my evidence in JCL 8/2017 arising out of GR 418 of 2016 as PW12. It's a fact that in my evidence deposed as PW12 in connection with the JCL 8/17, I have not stated that on 9/9/2016, finding my parents and sister being tired of by all the accused persons, I cried, and that the accused persons had assaulted my parents and sister by means of a crowbar, and that accused persons were alleging that my parents and sister witchcrafted co-villagers, as a result of which Biranti Jamjam of my village died.
okay he has admitted that he has not stated
In the
Yes.
as far as crowbar is concerned, and other
okay then
the witness volunteered that she was not asked about these facts in that court, and accordingly she has not stated these things, although she had stated all these facts in CT number 17/7/2017.
yes
Then admits, my lord, it is a fact that in my evidence as PW12 in JCL 8/17, I have not deposed that the accused persons continued to assault three of them till they lost their respective consciousness, and that accused Dosanta brought pesticide made for cotton crops in bucket and administered the same by means of an injection syringe on different parts of my sister's body, including eye, nose, mouth, chest, and breast, and that I cried loudly, and that witnessing my crying, accused Bubuna came and threatened me on the point of knife, saying that if I will continue to cry, I would also meet the similar consequence, and that he pointed the injection syringe and tossed it on my neck, and that accused Dasanta, after completing administration of injection, dealt lathi blows to my parents and sister, and that accused Dasanta and Eru then unfastened the rope of my sister, and that the accused person instructed Damanta and co-accused Paranta to guard me and not to allow me to leave till their return.
So this he has also not stated. Okay.
This is not stated. Then it is a fact that in my evidence of PW12 in JCL 8/17,
ଏ ଯୋଉ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ ରେ ଯେମିତି ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲେନ କରୁଥିଲା ଯେ ମତେ ପଚରା ହିଁ ନଥିଲା ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ କହିନଥିଲି
ହଁ।
ଏଠି ସେମିତି କିଛି
ସେମିତି କିଛି
କହୁନି। ଆଚ୍ଛା, okay.
it is a fact that in my evidence of PW12 in JCL, my lord, 8/17, I have not deposed that accused Ajanta came with a gold necklace of my sister and gave the same to me, after which he returned back to his previous location, and that both Damanta and Paranta threatened me not to disclose the incident before anyone, otherwise they will kill me and my raised siblings, namely another sister and two brothers, and that they also threatened me to bring back my brother from the school on the pretext of sickness of my parents due to fever, and to kill them on their way, and that they will produce the knife with a blood stain before me, and that 10 to 15 minutes thereafter, rest of the accused person returned back and called me to accompany them to take bath in the spring, as they were not supposed to return to their respective houses without taking bath after killing one human being, and that Damanta is not an accused in this case, and that Paranta had not gone to the other spot as he was guarding me, and that they insisted and forced me to take bath, and that I did not agree to take bath, and that they took bath and returned back to village, and that as it was night time, they asked me not to return back home to take shelter in one of their house, and that I slept in the house of the accused Bubuna. The witness volunteered that she was giving evidence against the juvenile Jamsu Sabar in JCL 8/17, and as such, she was of the impression to depose against the culpability, his culpability only.
Okay.
That's the explanation. Then it is a fact that in my evidence as PW12 in JCL 8/17, I have not deposed that after about half an hour of my stay in the house of Bubuna, accused Paranta, Bubuna, Dengu, Ajanta came to me with a cooked food from their house made for dinner and asked me to accompany them to destroy the same by throwing it into water from a bridge. I apprehended that non-taking of dinner in the night might go to the notice of their family members, and that thereafter they decided to convey meeting in the next day, and that that we then returned back, and I slept in Bubuna's house in that night.
Yes.
Sir, it's a fact that in my evidence as PW12 in JCL 8/17, I have not deposed that in the morning accused Eru and Dasanta came and called us.
Yes.
Sir.
Sir, kindly unmute. Sir, video on କରନ୍ତୁ।
ତମେ ଅଫ୍ କର ନା ସେମାନେ ଅଫ୍ କର? ସେମାନେ କାଇଁ ଅଫ୍ କର? ଆସିଲେ ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆପଣ କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ବୁଝିବା
ଆପଣମାନେ ସବୁ ବସି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, ଛିଡା ହୁଅନ୍ତୁନି। ସମସ୍ତେ ବସି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ।
ଆଡଭୋକେଟ ବି ଆପଣ ଚେୟାରରେ ବସନ୍ତୁ।
ହଁ, ଆପଣ ବି ବସି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ସାଇଡରେ।
ହଁ 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 ଠିକ ଅଛି ହଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି alright.
Sir, 5. It is a fact that in my evidence on PW12 in JCL 8/17, I have not deposed that the morning
ସେମାନେ ଦେଖିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ proceeding? ହଁ ସେଇଆ ଠିକ ଅଛି
in the morning, accused Eru Dasanta came and called us to go to the meeting urgently. I apprehended that the villagers may get up early and notice the occurrence, and that at that time my parental uncle, namely Ghana, came to me, and that I cried by holding him, and that as they insisted to join in the hilltop when the meeting was organized, we accompanied them, and that on the hilltop our ward member Logu Savar, husband of Samit member Darsing Savar, and other co-villagers were present, and that accused persons confessed to have killed my parents and sister due to their witchcrafting before them all, and that two of our villagers had already expired, and three others, namely Gunguri, Bubuno, and Ajanta, were not getting relief from fever for so many days, and that being asked by the villagers, accused Dasanta admitted to have brought the pesticides from one shop prior to 1 week and expressed his desire to shopkeeper to purchase poison for killing pigs, and that they threatened me in the meeting that if I will submit a report to police or give evidence in court, I would not take seconds for them to kill me, and that if they would be kept in jail, other villagers would not spare us, and that because of their threat, considering danger to my life, I stayed in the house of Darsing, that is the husband of Panchayat Samiti member, from the day of meeting, that is 10/9/16 to 15/9/16,
That
2016.
means this extrajudicial confession part,
Yes,
which is not there in the FIR,
116.
not there in 161, is also not there in this when
Before the-
deposed in that.
Just share.
Okay.
Just
and that she stayed in the house of that
Darsing
PW
Savar, the
5, PW5, right?
Feudal 5.
Okay.
Darsing Savar.
All right.
It is a fact that in my evidence at PW12 in JCL 8/17, I have not deposed that on 16/9/2016, I came to know that active persons brought out the dead bodies of my parents and sister from the ditch in which they had buried the same, and that they set fire on those bodies by pouring kerosene on it on the preceding day, and that one ditch was dug by JC machine for construction of water tank in which they had buried the bodies, and that hearing about those incidents, I proceeded to the police station and reported the matter at the police station.
ବିଷୟ ମଧ୍ୟ କିଛି ଶୁଣି
କହିନାହାନ୍ତି।
ପାଇଲା ଯୋଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବିଷୟରେ ଏଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ସେ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସରେ କିଛି କହିନି। ଆଚ୍ଛା। Okay. Then
it is not a fact that in JCL 8/17 I have deposed against a Jamsu Savar, and I have deposed against a Jamsu Savar, and that I have not seen any specific overt act of any other accused persons. The witness volunteered that she has not deposed against other accused persons, as in JCL 8/17 only Jamsu Sabar was facing trial, and she was not asked about any other accused persons.
ଗୋଟେ general statement last.
General statement, yes.
Okay. Now you have placed the evidence of this additional cross-examination, you can say, that is made. So
In
what are your submission now?
yes.
Where is that line which would indicate that she was allowed to move freely in the village? after the date of occurrence, she was able to move freely and can have interaction with any of the villagers, and that she also contacted her brother. এই evidence जो आपण argument कले तारो कोउथि बाहर करचंती आपण cross examination
149 page.
because prosecution case is that she was kept under watch, right, from the very beginning.
Kept under watch, not very beginning. Prosecution after lodging of FIR, that is on 16th.
No, lodging of the FIR lodging lodge हवा पर्यंत मध्य प्रथमे ताकू तो गुहाଳରେ धमकेइले तापर से जो कोन पानी किनी जो भात कहले ये पकड़ाला तापरठू जनक घरे जेंति रखा गला जो PW5 which is not of course
PW5 टा पर कथा ता कहले कोठे रहबो से ओटे भुवनेश्वर जे तार रिलेशन
Volunteer कला
वॉलंटियर कला कहले म ताकरी घर रहबी से दिन राति रे रहिला एवं thereafter it was said that next day we will convene a meeting at the hilltop. Then next day what meeting was convened, and the meeting convened is that PW5 and some other persons pilot they attended, and what they say their Dengun Sabar confessed that we have done we have killed him.
No, that is there. We are
the hilltop. That meeting. Number of persons
we are asking you a pertinent question. That when you made a submission, that delay in lodging the first information report, which is obviously for 7 days. 9th is the incident, 16th is the FIR. That has not been satisfactorily explained by the prosecution. The other side said that no, they have explained, the prosecution has explained because right from the beginning there was threat given that if you try to disclose it before anyone, then we would kill. Right? Your children or those brothers, they will also be killed. So, and she was kept almost under a guard, she was not allowed to move freely. And ultimately, she gave the report. That was the prosecution case. But your submission was that the evidence is otherwise. We should show that no, there was no such restriction. She even contacted with her brother and told them about the occurrence. She even moved in the village, and that she was staying in the house of PW5. There is no corroboration. That was your case. So, if that would be accepted, then there was no such restriction imposed for which it can be said that the delay in lodging the FIR has been satisfactorily explained. That was your submission, which we have noted down. So, where is that material that she was able to move freely in the village? She contacted with her brothers and disclosed about the occurrence. You said that the brothers have not seen it.
They have brought in the second, my lord, kindly come to page 149. Repeated one again re-examined by the
150 page.
150 pages and place from the beginning, my lord. 149.
149.
तारा जो prosecution chapter remand of case
Paper book around 49.
अच्छा. Oh, अच्छा.
The reference 1 of 2021.
I am the informant of the case. I got married in the month of Sardiya. I left the village and residing in the
bike टा यूज करो जब सुनी पर ना ऑप्शन सुनिया पे आपण रिहार्ड शेयर कर हां
I am the informant in this case. I got married in the month of November 2018. After about 2 years of the incident, I left the village and residing in my in-laws' house after my marriage. Earlier, I have deposed in this case and have stated about the abduction of my parents and sister. Cross-examination. The distance between Kitum and Putasing police station would be about 5 to 6 kilometers by proper road, and in shortcut it would be 3 kilometers. I was accompanied by ward member Lugu Sabar while proceeding to the police station to lodge report. We have proceeded in motorbike by proper road. The content of report as narrated was not disclosed before anybody till its submission. I had not been to the spot where my parents and sister were taken from the set. It is a fact that I have not stated during my examination under 64 CRPC. So also in the report submitted to the police with respect to the fact that half an hour thereafter, rest of the persons took my mother away, and 10 to 15 minutes after, they took away my father. I might not have stated in my report that Damanta and Paranta were asked to guard me and not to allow me till the return. The witness volunteers that she was not in a fit state of mind.
Sincere.
The witness volunteers that since she was not in a fit state of mind, she might have forgotten to state or to mention. My elder brother is Giridhara and younger brother is Narsinga, are residing in Bangalore and Gumda, respectively. I had informed them about the incident over phone. It is not a fact, since no such incident took place, and that accused persons are no way involved, and that false allegation has been made against the accused persons as regards the abduction of my parents and sister, and that being influenced by some antisocial in the village, I have implicated them.
No, you line ta apun bahar kale. My elder brother is Giridhari and my younger brother is Narsingh are residing in Bangalore and Gumda respectively. I have informed about the incident over phone. So when?
Nothing is given. The date is not given.
And also,
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ submission ଟା କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଘଟଣା ପରଠୁ FIR ଲଜ୍ କରିବା ଭିତରେ ସିଏ ଗାଁରେ ବୁଲୁଥିଲା, ତା ଭାଇ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟ କହିଥିଲା, ତେଣୁ ତା ସତ୍ତ୍ୱେ ମଧ୍ୟ କୌଣସି ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ସନ ତା ଉପରେ ନଥିଲା। ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ମାନେ ଏମିତି ନଜର ରଖିନଥିଲେ ଯେ ସେ FIR ଦବାର ଡିଲେ ହେଲା, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ ବାହାର କଲେ ସିଏ କହିଲା ଯେ ହଁ ମୁଁ ମୋ ଭାଇ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଘଟଣା ବିଷୟରେ କହିଛି। Maybe after the lodging of the FIR.
Same page, my lord, just top of the bottom, my lord, first line, my lord. The contents of the report, as narrated, was not disclosed before anybody till its submission. Means till the FIR laws, he has not disclosed it to anybody. Not even to his brother, anybody. So their submission that he has disclosed before the brother.
That was the submission we have noted down. ଆଉ ଯୋଉ ବୁଲୁଥିଲା କୋଉଠି ପାଇଲେ ଆପଣ? ଆମେ ନୋଟ କରିଛି ନା ମୁଁ ଗାଁରେ ସେ ବୁଲୁଥିଲା।
105 ରେ ଯୋଉଟା କହିଲା ସେ staying at the 10 ରୁ 15 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସେ staying at the nursing hours ବୁଲୁଥିଲା ଟା କୋଉଠି ନାହିଁ।
ସେମିତି ନାହିଁ। ସିଏ କହିଲା ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ରେ ଯେ ମୁଁ PW5 ର ଘରେ 10 ତାରିଖରୁ 15 ତାରିଖ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଥିଲି, ହେଲା ଏଇଆ ତ? PW5 ତାକୁ ସପୋର୍ଟ କରାନି, PW5 ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ହେଇଗଲା ଏ ପଏଣ୍ଟ, ରାଇଟ? ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଠିକ ଅଛି, ସେଠିକି ଇଏ କହିଲା ମୁଁ ରହିଥିଲି ବୋଲି ସିଏ ପୋଲିସ ପାଖରେ କହିଥିଲା ହଁ ମୋ ଘରେ PW1 ଥିଲା, ସପୋର୍ଟ ନ କଲା, that's a different matter. But where is the positive evidence to show that she was allowed come in contact with every person in the village in between that let us say 10th to 15th? That is the ସେଟା ଆପଣ submission କଲେ ନା, ସେମିତି କିଛି ବାହାରି
not ନାହିଁ, ସେମିତି ନାହିଁ। But he was not under threat, my lord, because he was staying in the house of the PW5. So what has the submission, my lord? He was the threat was not there. He was not pursued by threat. That threat which was given on the first day of occurrence.
ସେ ଲାଇନ ରେ ଆସିଲେ ଆପଣ ଚିଫ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ PW5 ଘରେ ସେ କେମିତି ରହିଲା?
PW5 ରେ my lord,
come to the evidence of PW1, my lord. ଯୋଉ PW5 ଘରେ ରହିଥିଲା ସେ କଣ ସ୍ୱତଃପ୍ରବୃତ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ରହିଥିଲା ନା ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ୍ଡ ପର୍ସନ ତାକୁ କହିଲେ?
ସ୍ୱତଃପ୍ରବୃତ୍ତ।
page 105
just a minute, 105, yes,
para 5 5-6 lines from the bottom, right?
1 2 3 4 5 6 they threatened me.
Being asked by the villagers, accused Vasanto admitted that
1 2
3 4 5 6 10 line.
10 line on bottom ru na
bottom
1 2 3 4 5 6
right side
9. Acha 9th line from the bottom.
Being asked by the villagers, accused Vasanto admitted that he brought the pesticides from a shop about
back after express his desire to the shopkeeper to purchase the such and such. They threatened me in the meeting that if I submit a report to the police or give evidence to that, I would not take.
My lord, your lordship,
I'm
your lordship, paragraph 4, your lordship, good.
I'm sorry.
Board and the 5 starting, my lord. Yes,
eight
my lord.
Last line. I'm sorry, Lord. Because of the threat, considering danger to my life, I stayed in the house of Dasanta. I'm sorry.
I stayed in the house of so and so from 10 तारिख रु 15 तारिख पर्यंत एटा रहला एई जिंसटा PW5 सपोर्ट करू
Support করুন।
PW5 सपोर्ट करनी माने कोन माने होस्टाइल हेछि
hostile all
এই অ্যাসপেক্টটা যদিও কহিছিলা যে belong to PW5 এই পয়েন্টে আমি দেখি দেবা
সে কইদা I know nothing. Para 1
PW5 ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ପୋଲିସ ପାଖରେ କହିଥିଲା କି ଏ ବିଷୟରେ ଯେ ଆମ ଘରେ ରହୁଥିଲା
ସେ ପାର୍ଟଟା ଦେଖିବା କ୍ରସ୍ ହେଲା ପରେ it is a fact that
statement thila
stopping with the cows assaulted them killed them after taking them ground them all of the accused persons were the no matter there is on there prosecution ବି ସେଟା ଆଣିନି
ସେ ପାର୍ଟର କୌଣସି ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ସେ ତା ମାନେ ଦେଇ ନଥିଲା ଏଠି 161 କିଛି ନଥିଲା
ଆଜ୍ଞା ତାର ପରିବର୍ତ୍ତନ ନାହିଁ
ନାଇଁ The paragraph 4, my lord, they slept in the night at the Bugna's house. And it 5 says that Iru and Dasanta, two appellants, my lord, came and called us to go to the meeting urgently as they apprehended that villagers may get up early and the notice about the occurrence. At the time also, paternal uncle of Gharna came and came to me. I cried him holding. But as they insisted to join to go to Hilltop, the meeting was organized. We accompanied them. So there also paternal uncle was there, who happens to PW9.
Now we come to paragraph number 12. That is another the thread विषय
In respect of previous incident.
हाँ
In respect of previous incident, no report was lodged at police station. Though we were planning to intimate the police, but due to their persistent threat to kill us, a matter was to be reported by the police. Reported to the police. We reported the police. We desist ourselves from such meeting.
From such reporting.
From such reporting. Everyone, including Panchayat members, our relations and outsiders were aware about such allegation of witchcrafting and torture to my father, to the extent of dragging him to the village road, assault by means of cycle chain, and none of them came to our rescue. So this is other than the story, my lord.
ନା ନାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଏଇ ଘଟଣାଟା ସେ କହୁଛି ପୂର୍ବରୁ
Prior to
ହେଇଥିଲା
occurrence.
କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେ ରିପୋର୍ଟ କରିନଥିଲା କାହିଁକି ନା ଥ୍ରେଡ ଥିଲା
Threat thila.
ତାକୁ ହେଲା ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆପଣ କ୍ରସ୍ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ ରେ ବାହାର କରିକି ଆଣିছে
Man, that is on the query of the court. My lord, your lordship, kindly go to 107, page 107. Last.
ଏଇଟା
No, 107. Your lordship, page 107. Your lordship, go to. Last paragraph. 11 next paragraph. To query made by the court. Paragraph 11. Shall I start from paragraph 11 or query from the court? Query from the court, my lord. Query to the query made by the court, so as to if allegations were leveled against her family even prior to this incident, and in which year she discontinued her study, the witness replied, I discontinued my study in the year 2009 after passing 7th class examination, and on many occasions in the preceding years, ever since grandmother of Dasanta.
Just a minute. Page 107 of the paper book. One evidence. Paragraph number 11. Just place that 1 second. To a query, some paragraph.
Better to read from the paragraph 1 starting. 11. Paragraph 11.
11 ta place kari.
Purata start korchi karan that as far the
all right, place it.
They had not caused any physical assault on me, nor even touched me during incident.
No, ଆପଣ କଣ ସେଦିନ କହିଲେ ଯୋଉ ସବମିଶନ ଆମେ ନଉଥାଉ ଯଦିଓ ସି କହୁଛି ତାକୁ ଆସଲ୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ କୌଣସି ତାର ଇଞ୍ଜୁରି ରିପୋର୍ଟ ପ୍ରମାଣ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ପ୍ରସିକ୍ୟୁସନ ତ ଏଠି ପୁରା ସି କହିଲା ଯେ they have not caused any physical assault on me nor even touched during the incident.
ତାପରେ କିଛି ଆଟାକ୍ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି
କାହାକୁ
ସାର୍
କାହାକୁ assault କଲେ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ
ନାଇଁ assault ଟା ଏଗୁଡା ହଉଛି ଅଦର ପାର୍ଟ ମାନେ ସେ prior to occurrence ଯୋଉ ସାର୍ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଗୁଡାକ ଯୋଉ query made by the court ଏଟା prior to occurrence what has happened because of that my lord he could not continue his study.
Mr. Counsel,
my lord,
when you made a submission that the presence of PW1 at the scene of occurrence is doubtful on the ground that though she has stated that she was also assaulted, but there is no medical evidence to corroborate the same, that is why her presence cannot be believed. That was your submission.
She was not assaulted, my lord. That is not correct, my lord. She was never assaulted. She was never assaulted.
assault.
Nothing. ସେ କହିଲା ମୋ 3 ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ତାକୁ ଆସଲ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲେ ବଟ୍ ମତେ ଛାଡିଦେଲେ ମତେ କିଛି କଲେନି ମତେ ଖାଲି ବାନ୍ଧି ଦେଇଥିଲେ ଯାହା କହୁଛ ବାନ୍ଧି ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତାପରେ ଗାର୍ଡ କରିଥିଲେ 2 ଜଣ ପରାନ୍ତ ପଦାନ୍ତି
ଫିଜିକାଲ ଟଚ୍ କଲେ
ହଁ ନାଇଁ ସେତିକି ହଉଛି ବାନ୍ଧିଥିଲେ ତ ଖାଲି ଇଏ କରି ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟମ୍ପ ରେ ଅନ୍ ଦ କାଉ ସାଇଡ୍ but they have not caused any physical assault.
All right. Please paragraph number 11.
My lord, touched me during the incident. I cannot say the name of pesticides that I injected to my sister. Almost 8 days after the incident, I lodged the FIR on 16th. Co-villager Lugu had accompanied me to the police station while lodging.
That is PW7.
Sir, PW7.
Yes.
Lugu's PW7 had accompanied me to the police station while lodging FIR, and my paternal uncle and aunt joined us subsequently. I had discontinued my study after passing out the 7th class. I know reading and writing Odia. The witness volunteered to say that villager castigated us, alleging witchcraft by my father. I had to discontinue my study. So to that extent, query was made by the court that if such allegations are leveled against her family, even prior to the incident, and in which year she got discontinued her study, the witness replied, I discontinued my study in the year 2009 after passing 7th class examination, and on many occasions in the preceding years, ever since grandmother of Dasanta had fallen sick. and made allegation against my father that she had dreamt of witchcrafting by my father that caused her sick. Villagers had tortured us and even imposed penalty in terms of the money on my father. It might be okay for them to take revenge against my father, but there is no point in killing my mother and sister, who in their eyes also innocent people.
तो सेठी गोटे ब्रैकेट सरी जाइछि क्वेश्चन रो आंसर सेतिकी देइछन
सर
हां तापर 12 नंबर टा आपण डिफेंस काउंसिल पचारछन
डिफेंस काउंसिल
12 नंबर कोटा काई कोर्ट रो क्वेरी बेली काई आपण केमति कहउछन 12 नंबर पढो दो कंटिन्यूस हां एटा कंटिन्यूएशन ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन क्रॉस एग्जाम जेटा आ गोटे डेफर इला ते दिन बोले समय नथिला कि जा हो तेनु सेटा अच्छा नहीं पोस्ट लॉन्च सेशन को डेफर इट इज नॉट दैट टू अनदर डे त लेखा है कि
डिपेंडेंट पोस्ट लॉन्च सेशन
हैला तेनु तापर जो क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन ता कंटिन्यू करछि एटा आपण डिफेंस काउंसिल लो क्वेश्चन ऊपर से आंसर दैछन
अगेन
यस पढन तो सेटा 12 नंबर टा पैराग्राफ
but in respect of the previous incident no report was lodged at the police station though we are planning to intimate police but due to their persistent threat to kill us if the matter was to be reported to the police we desist ourselves from such reporting everyone including panchayat members our relations and outsiders were aware about such allegation of witchcrafting and torture to my father to the extent of dragging him to the village road, assault by means of cycle chain, but none of them came to our rescue.
তাহলে এই যদি এই জিনিসটাকে আমি আখিয়াকে রখিবা যে ঘটনা পূর্বরু তা বাপাকু গুণী গারেডি করথিবা সন্দেহ নেই কিছু যে ভিলেজর্স বেমার পড়ুଥିଲେ এথিরে সেই তার বাপার গুণী গারেডি যোগু সেমানে তা বাপাকু बीच रास्ता घोषाड़ी नहीं ए विषय से किंतु जेहेतु धमका धमकी से कौन रिपोर्ट देना एटा हूँ आपण कोर्ट भी आणले आपण भी क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन आणले एई कॉन्टेक्स्ट रे जदी एई केस टा को देखा जिवो एई जो इंसिडेंट हला तार तीनिटा दी बापा मां तार भौणी को ता सामना रे मारले माने असॉल्ट नॉट ऑफ कोर्स डेथ सेंटी एविडेंस नहीं तापर ताकू नहीं गले एवं थ्रेटनिंग देइचंती तू जदी कहा को ए विषय रे कहिबू ताहले तोर जो आउ जो भौणी अछंती ना कोन से मानु को मार दिया जीवो तो एई सर्कमस्टेंस रे एई टाइप रो गोटे लेडी टे जे आगुरु एई सब घटना देखिछि तार बापा को एई टाइप रो ह्यूमिलेशन हबार एवं माड़ हबार तांकु ता फैमिली को संदेह करिवार ताकु रास्ता ऊपर घोषाड़ी नबार जदि सेई भलिया गोटे स्त्री लोक पुणी तापरे निजर बापा मां भौणी को असल्ट करिवार देखिला एवं ताकु धमक चमक दिया हला ता निज जीवन को एवं तार जो छोट दीटा छुआ से छुआ दीटा कहार
भाई
भौणी ताले सेई सर्कमस्टेंस से जदि चुप रही गला कहा को न कहिला ताहले कैन इट बी सेड दैट इन सच ए सिचुएशन the delayed lodging of the FIR is fatal, or it can be said that the merely because the prosecution as in that way not explained it would affect the credibility of PW1 or the entire prosecution case is to be thrown out. Gote ame mechanically way रे delayed lodging of the FIR हला prosecution case को disbelieve कर दियो law मध्य अछि जे satisfactorily explain करिवा दरकार किंतु ताकू प्रत्येक केस टू केस बेसिस रे सिचुएशन को देखि केनी वो सिचुएशन रे FIR ता डिले हिची ताकू असेसमेंट करी then the court has to be given a finding that yes एया जदि सिचुएशन हला एठी डिलेड लॉजिंग रो जो ये हला प्रॉपर्ली एक्सप्लेन करा जाई नाही तेणु एठी जहा बैकग्राउंड आसुची एवं घटना दिन जहा हेइची तेणु सेठी जदि 6-7 दिन डेली हला कैन इट बी सेड दैट ऑन दैट बेसिस an evidence of a witness eye witness is to be discarded. And that was your first point.
No, sir,
We are asking
that's the
you,
point.
please argue.
That's the point.
Argue.
My lord, this is not that he was apprehended of a danger due to threat. But he has threatened so in the different persons that was disclosed before the different persons in the meeting also. And nobody has come forward to lodge the FIR if at all any.
And again, just keep in mind, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ବାପାଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉ ଘଟଣା ହେଲା ତା ବାପାକୁ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ନବା ବାଡେଇବା ସେ କହୁନି କି ଏ ବିଷୟରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆୱେୟାର ଥିଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ କେହି ମଧ୍ୟ ସାହସ କରୁନଥିଲେ ଯାଇକିନି ଏତଲା ଦବାକୁ ନା ସିଏ ଦେଇଛି ନା ଗାଁର ଲୋକ କେହି ଏତଲା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି କାରଣ ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଗାଁ ଲୋକଙ୍କର ହୁଏତ ସେମିତି ଅନ୍ଧବିଶ୍ୱାସ ଥିବ ଯେ ଗୁଣିଗାରେଡି ଯୋଗୁ ଆମର କେତେ ଲୋକଙ୍କର ଦେହ ଖରାପ ହଉଛି ଆଉ ତା ଦେହରେ ତା ବାପା ହଉଛି ସମ୍ପୃକ୍ତ ତେଣୁ ଏଇ ପରିସ୍ଥିତିରେ ଯଦି ଆଗରୁ ଗାଁ ଲୋକମାନେ ଏତଲା ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ଯଦି ବି ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ଜୁଡିସିଆଲ କନଫେସନ ହେଲା ତାହେଲେ କୋଉ ଗାଁ ଲୋକ ଯଦି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଲା ଯେ 3ଟା ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ମାରିସାଇଲୁଣି ହେଲା ତାହେଲେ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ଜୁଡିସିଆଲ କନଫେସନ ହେଇଛି କୋଉ ଲୋକ ଯାଇକିନି ଏତଲା ଦବ କାରଣ ଥରେ ଦେଲେ ତାର ଲାଇଫ ବି ରିସ୍କ ଆସିବ ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଏଇ ସିଚୁଏସନ କୁ ଦେଖିକିନି ଆମକୁ ଡିଲେ ଇନ୍ ଲଜିଂ ଦି ଏଫଆଇଆର ଯୋଉଟା ଆପଣ କଣ୍ଟେନସନ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମକୁ ଆସେସ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ତେଣୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ଯେ ମିୟର ଡିଲେ ଇନ୍ ଲଜିଂ ଦି ଏଫଆଇଆର cannot be ground in itself
to disbelieve the prosecution.
Disbelieve the prosecution case. ତେଣୁ otherwise if the evidence of PW1 is believable it has not been shaken or there is no such material contradictions in the evidence of PW1 which should go to the root of the case tenu sethi you cannot say that there are other witnesses available at the spot and they have been withheld. PW1 is the only person available in that cow shed. She was tied and in her front her parents were assaulted, her sister was assaulted, and then they were taken away from that cow shed. Thereafter, what has happened, you are right, there is no eyewitness to the occurrence. Only the evidence is that of that extrajudicial confession or what she has heard from others, that she was cremated, again that was brought out and then again.
That's the hearsay, my lord.
So, এই evidence को हमें कौन पाई disbelieve?
My lord, disbelieved on the face of the evidence of PW9. PW9 happens to be the own uncle, my lord. If you also believe for a moment that was correct, my lord, what the PW1 says is correct. And that was done in the presence of the PW9.
PW9 किए?
PW9 the uncle.
कौन से को?
maternal uncle.
Mousa.
हाँ मौसा कौन से को?
The lordship I am reading, my lord.
127 page go.
Page 127. Informed age my niece. Being daughter of my wife's sister. All the 3 deceased persons were my relations. I know these 9 accused persons standing on the dock. The occurrence took place about a year. Asina, Ambaya and Osmani were killed by the villagers of Kitung. After they were being tied up in a cow shed and assaulted. Accused Dengun and Darsing confessed at the Putasi police station to have killed Asina, Ambaya and Osmani as present at the police station when they have confessed to kill them as they were engaged in witchcrafting. This is my lord, witchcrafting. They both also confessed that they buried the dead body of those 3 deceased initially, dug out of the bodies, subsequently set those fire in order to cremate by pouring kerosene or diesel. They gave recovery of lathi in which they assaulted and also produced substantially burnt out bones of the deceased persons. Some of them had brought it, but I had not seen the recovery. And the police had shown those at the police station. I could able to know about the death of the deceased persons. Dengun had made a confession, but I am unable to recognize him from among those 9 accused persons, as more than a year has elapsed since I saw them only for once. Lathi was seized by the police in my presence. And exhibit 5/1 is the seizure list, and exhibit 5/2 is my signature in it. I had also signed on the confessional statement of Dengun Sabar, which was recorded by the police in my presence. Exhibit 6/1 is the said statement, and exhibit 6/2 is my signature in it. I was examined by the police. 7, my lord. I belong to Serangao village, Gajapati district. There is no direct bus service between my village and Putasing. It takes about a day to reach Putasing from my village, but there is a connection between the spot village, Itung, and my village, which can be recovered by walk, and it is 20 kilometers distance. I faintly remember I had gone to Putasing on 9th September. Lordship, I faintly remember I had gone to Putasing Putasing police station on 9th September 2016. I had gone only once to the Putasing police station and not on any subsequent day. I cannot say the content of the exhibit 6/1 and 5/1 as I am unable to read it due to low vision. I might have signed on 1 or 2 papers as I failed to recollect it now. Myself, police personnel, Ismail Sabar were present when I gave my signature. Ismail had not signed on those papers. Again says Luku of Kitung village was also present. I was not examined by police anytime thereafter. Sir, thereafter, as police had asked me to sign and I had heard the statements and witnessed myself, had gone my signature. I had given my signature. Police had reduced those statements into writing, after which I had signed, but I am not sure if any extra thing which was added to police station. Police, in addition to what I have heard from the accused, I had seen the incident. I had not seen the incident myself, nor do I possess any personal knowledge about the occurrence, barring the fact being confessed by the accused. Seizure was made at the police station. It is not a fact that accused Dengun has not confessed about the commission of the crime by himself and other accused persons before the police in my
Why you say,
because
say, Mr. Counsel, why you say that on the basis of this evidence, P.1's evidence is to be
she
disbelieved?
says on faint remember I put us on 9 September 2016. Paragraph 18.
Paragraph
9. Paragraph 8, sir. I had gone to Putasing police station 9 September 2016.
Yes.
I faintly remember I had gone to Putasing police station on 9 September 2016. I had gone only once to the Putasing police station and not any subsequent day.
No, you see, 9th evening occurrence hela.
Agya.
Accused mane question nahi sedino asikini thanare confession kariba.
ସେଦିନ ନାହିଁ
ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ତ
16 ପରେ ସେଗୁଡା
ତେଣୁ ଯାହା ହେଇଥିବ 16 ପରେ ତେଣୁ ସିଏ 9 ତାରିଖରେ କହିଦେଲା ବୋଲି ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଯାଇନି ତେଣୁ ସିଏ କନଫେସନ ରେ କହିଲା ଏଇ ଦି ଜଣ କନଫେସନ ରେ କହିଲେ ଆମେ ମାରିଦେଲୁ ତେଣୁ PW1 ର ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଟାକୁ ଡିସବିଲିଭ କରିଦେବୁ ଏଇଟାକୁ ତ ଇଏ ନୁହେଁ it cannot be accepted that on 9th such a confession was made because there is no evidence that PW1 and these two accused persons were in police custody on that day. The occurrence took place on 9th evening.
9th evening.
Report was made on 16th. So any arrest would be after 16th. So the question of making confession on 9th does not arise. So why on the basis of the evidence of PW9, PW1's evidence is to be discarded? Rather, we will discard the evidence of PW9 because his evidence is that on 9th, these two persons confessed in the police station. That cannot be accepted because by that time, no FIR, no arrest. So, where is the question of two accused persons in the police station on 9th and making confession before police on that day?
He's
whether this likely assault was being made.
चलो
How I can visually. Elaine logic. Sir. And she also says that he had gone to police station with a Lugu Sabar, PW7. But why they got on 16th, not before, my lord? That is.
ଏଇଟାକୁ ଲିଡିଂ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚରାଇଛି ସେ ହଁଟା ମାରିଦେଇଛି ଆପଣ 9 ତାରିଖରେ ଯାଇଥିଲେ ନା ହଁ ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଯାଇନଥିଲେ ଥାନାକୁ ତେଣୁ ଆପଣ ତା ଦେହରୁ ନେଇ ଆଇଲେ ଯେ ଇଏ ଯଦି କହିଲା ଯେ 2 ଜଣ କେବଳ କନଫେସ୍ କଲେ ଆମେ ମାରିଛୁ ବୋଲି ଠିକ ଅଛି ସେ 2 ଜଣ କନଫେସ୍ କଲେ ମାରିଛୁ ବୋଲି ବଟ୍ ହ୍ୱାଟ ୱାଜ देयर କନଫେସନ ସେ 2 ଜଣ କନଫେସ୍ କଲେ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଦ ନେଚର ଅଫ କନଫେସନ ସେ ହୁଏତ କହିଥିବେ ତାଙ୍କ କନଫେସନରେ ଯେ ନାଇଁ ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ କନଫେସନରୁ ଜଣା ପଡୁନି ସେ ଯୋଉ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ସେ ଦେଲା ଯେ ସେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ଏକ୍ସକ୍ଲୁଡ କଲା is there anything that they stated that they only killed the 3 deceased nobody else participated
No further question is asked to the said witness as to why he had been to the PS on 9th September.
Yes. Fairly remember. What he said, the fairly remember.
So insofar as the
what my brother is asking you why you would go on 9th because 9th ରେ
ଘଟଣା ଘଟଲା
ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ବେଳେ
କିନ୍ତୁ ଜାଣିନଥିବେ that is not that kind of within the knowledge of the
FIR ହେଇନି FIR ହେଲା 16 ତାରିଖରେ ଆରେଷ୍ଟ ତାପରେ ହେଲା ତ 9 ତାରିଖରେ ଆକୁ ଇଏ ଥାନାକୁ ଯିବାର ଜଷ୍ଟିଫିକେସନ କଣ ଥିଲା ଆଉ ଆକୁ ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ମାନେ କନଫେସ୍ ଥାନାରେ କାହିଁ କରିବେ ସେଦିନ that is why my esteemed brother is asking that we have not put any question you see ଗୋଟେ straight line ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ବାହାର କରି ଆଣିବେ ତା ବେସିସରେ ଗୋଟେ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ କୁ ଆସେସ କରାଯିବନି evidence has to be read as a whole not that ଗୋଟେ ଲାଇନ ଆସିଗଲା ତେଣୁ ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା
he may have gone wrong in stating the date.
Yes, no.
that is
Probably wrong. Fairly remember what he says. That may not be.
Had been to the PS and in his presence the confession was
Maybe
made.
after concurrence because he's saying on the there is signed there.
ଯୋଉ ଦିଟା ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆପଣ ଇଏ କରିଛନ୍ତି exhibit 5/1 ତାକୁ ଯୋଉଟା ଆପଣ ପ୍ରମାଣ କରେଇଲେ ଇଏ କରେଇଲେ ସେ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ତାର ଡେଟ୍ କେବେ 9 ତାରିଖ ନଥିବ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟ ବିଷୟରେ ତାକୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ 5 ଆଉ 6 ଏ 5 and 6 କେବେ 9 ତାରିଖର ହେଇଥିବ ତ 9 ତାରିଖ ତ ନେଇନି ସିଏ କହିଲା ନା ମୋ ପ୍ରେଜେନ୍ସ ରେ ଲାଠି ଜବତ ହେଲା ମୋ ପ୍ରେଜେନ୍ସ ରେ କନଫେସନାଲ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ରେକର୍ଡ ହେଲା ଡେଙ୍ଗୁଲ ଶ୍ରବଣର ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି exhibit 6/1 if that confessional statement is not dated 9th then how can we believe that on 9th it was say you 27 statement ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ଲାଠିଟା ମିଳିଲା ତ
Yes,
exhibit 6/1 what is the date of exhibit 6/1 have you verified
after my lord 7 yes my lord that is correct your lordship right my lord then my lordship that point correct my lord your lordship as far as the PW6 is concerned your lordship can choose evidence of the PW1 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 paragraph 5 that at that time my paternal uncle Ghana came to me and cried by holding him. My lord, paragraph page 105 paragraph 5 তার paternal হচ্ছে ঘন PW6
କୋଉ ଲାଇନଟା ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି
sir এটা paragraph 5 I am reading page 105
5 ରେ start ହେଇଛି ପୁରା in the morning
your lordship go to
next slide
at that time my paternal uncle
ଘନ
ସେଇଠୁ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ
at that time my paternal uncle Ghana came to me I cried by holding him but as they insisted to join them to go to the hilltop where meeting was organized, we accompanied them.
Hmm.
Thereafter, my lord, on the hilltop, some other members were there. Etc. That means, my lordship, Ghanna happens to a paternal uncle. What he says, what she says, paternal uncle. On the very next day of occurrence, that was within his knowledge.
କଣଟା knowledge ଆସିଲା?
Sir, regarding the my lord, your lordship, kindly go to. ସେ ଗଲେ ଯୋଉ assault part କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉ ମାରିବା କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି, that was within their knowledge, within his knowledge. PW ଘନ ସବର, PW6.
PW is not one of them. One of them has not been examined.
Ghana has not been
Examined.
Gona sabor ଟା PW6.
Gona sabor is something different. Gona sabor is
এটা ତାର uncle ପୁରା paternal uncle.
something different. Both are different.
ଗନା ସବର ସେଇ ପରା.
Gona different.
ଆଉ ଘନ ପାଖରେ ବି ସେ ଘଟଣା କହିଛି ବୋଲି କୋଉଠି କହିଲା?
Sir, ସେଟା ତାକରି ଆଗେ ଯୋଉ discussion ହେଲା ମାନେ on the hilltop. At the time, my paternal uncle Ghanna came to me. I cried by holding him, but as they insisted to join them to go to the hilltop where meeting was organized, we accompanied them. On the hilltop, our ward member, Logu Sabar, husband of Samiti member, Darsing Sabar, the other co-villagers were present before whom.
Have you brought out anything that the paternal uncle ଘନ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ମିଟିଂ ରେ ଥିଲା? ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ତାର ଯୋଉ ଦାଦା ଘନ ଆସିଲା, ଇଏ ତାକୁ କାନ୍ଦିଲା, ଠିକ ଅଛି କାନ୍ଦିଲା, ତାପରେ ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ପର୍ସନ୍ସ ମାନେ ତାକୁ କହିଲେ ତୁ ଚାଲ ସେ ହିଲ୍ ଟପ୍ କୁ ଚାଲ ମିଟିଂ ହବ, ତ ସେଠି ଘନ ଯାଇଥିଲା, ଘନ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଏସବୁ କନଫେସନ ହେଲା, ଏଗୁଡା କାହିଁ? ଘନ ତ ଏକ୍ସାମିନ ହେଇନି ନମ୍ବର 1.
Honor is 6.
Same
Government is my niece.
Name melody is there, but she calls it informant is my niece, being daughter of my step brother.
ଟିକେ ଶବ୍ଦ ତ differ କରୁଛି.
କିନ୍ତୁ ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ହେଇଗଲା,
ଗନା ସବର
Hostile.
hostile ହେଇଥିଲା.
But he's admitting about the relationship.
PW6.
ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଁର ଇଏଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତୁ,
Sir,
ଗାଁରେ କିଛି ଲୋକଙ୍କର ଦେହ ଖରାପ ହଉଛି, କିଛି ହୁଏତ ମରି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ସନ୍ଦେହର କେନ୍ଦ୍ରବିନ୍ଦୁ ହଉଛି ଆ ବାପା
ଗୁଣିଗାରେଡି କରୁଛି.
ଗୁଣିଗାରେଡି କରୁଛି, ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ଆସଲ୍ଟ ବି ହଉଛି, ରାସ୍ତା ଉପରେ ଘୋଷଡାଇ ମରା ହଉଛି, ସବୁ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ମଧ୍ୟ, କିନ୍ତୁ କେହି ସାହସ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଯାଇକିନି ଏତଲା ଦବାକୁ, କାରଣ ହୁଏତ ତାଙ୍କ ସଂଖ୍ୟା ମେଜରିଟି ରହିଥିବ, ଯେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଯିଏ ବି ସପୋର୍ଟ କରୁଥିବେ ସେମିତି କିଛି ଆସୁନାହାନ୍ତି, କମ ଫରୱାର୍ଡ ହଉନାହାନ୍ତି ପ୍ରୋଟେଷ୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ। ଏଇ ସିଚୁଏସନ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଘଟଣାଟି ହେଇଛି, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଇନସିଡେଣ୍ଟ। ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଲେଡି ତାର ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର ଘଟଣା ଦେଖିଛି, ଦେଖିଲା ପରେ ତାକୁ ଧମକ ଦିଆହେଇଛି, ତାର ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀଙ୍କ ଛୋଟ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀ ତାଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ତୁ ଯଦି କାହାକୁ ଡିସକ୍ଲୋଜ କରିବୁ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ମାରି ଦିଆଯିବୁ। ଏଇ ସର୍କମଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସ ରେ ସେ କହୁଛି ମୁଁ ଏତଲା ଦେଇ ପାରିଲିନି ଶୀଘ୍ର।
କିନ୍ତୁ put up courage after the what she is, they are died, okay, they died.
ନାଇଁ ସେ କହିଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଶୁଣିଲି ଅଲ୍ଟିମେଟଲି ଯେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆଣି ପୋଡିଦେଲେ, ହଁ କ୍ରିମେଟେଡ ପୋଡିଦେଲେ, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଯାଇକିନି ଏତଲା ଦେଇଛି। ସୋ ହୁଏତ ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିଥିବ କି କଣ ହେଇଥିବ। ତେଣୁ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଯୋଉ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଗୁଡାକ ରେଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, can it be said that her conduct is such that it cannot be believed that she is a truthful witness, merely
yes,
ଗୋଟେ particularly keeping in the background in which this occurrence has taken place, ତାର previous ଯାହା ଥିଲା, ଏ ଘଟଣା ଯାହା ହେଲା, ତାର ସି ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ଏନଭାୟରମେଣ୍ଟରେ ରହିଛି, ମାନେ ଆଇସୋଲେଟେଡ ହେଇକିନା, ଯୋଉଠି କି ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲି ସମସ୍ତେ ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ। ହଁ, କାରଣ କେହି ସାହସ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ସମସ୍ତେ ବି ବୋଧେ विश्वास कर जे हाँ बोधे आमर जार देह खराब होची जी भी मरुची बोधे आरी बापार गुणी गारेडी जो मरुची तेणु माने डायरेक्टली न सपोर्ट कले भी बोधे पार्शियली बा मेंटाली से माने सपोर्ट कर हाँ ये बोधे इनवॉल्व तेणु यही सर्कमस्टांस रे सी आइसोलेटेड टाइप रो गोटे रही गाँ रे जदि भी बुलुथिबो लेट अस से दैट PW5 सपोर्ट करनी बा PW5 कहूनी जे ता घरे जो 4-5 दिन धरी रही स्टिल देन जदि भी से बाहर बुलुथिला किंतु देखिवा को पड़िबो तार साहस आउ हाँ तार आउ किछि फैमिली रो के नाहांती सी ताले करेज जदि आनिला 16 तारीख दिन ताले सेही करेज हुए तो आनी पारि थांता
Very beginning
immediately after occurrence
while
why
he was
she did
staying
not
at the house of the
किंतु
Dutch
तार
from Middle Five.
आमु देखिया पड़े तो तार गोटे छोट भाई भौणी जार जीवन प्रति विपद से प्रत्येक मुहूर्त हुए तो आशा करथला कारण सेमान तो कहिथिले जदि काहाकू कहबू छुरी रे तो आनी तो रक्त लगा छुरी देखेबू ना दैट इज तो ई सर्कमस्टांस रे डिले जदि हेची हाउ कैन यू से that the delay is such a fatal that we should be a ground to discard the evidence of PW1.
Sir, first was threatening point. Threatening point was available from the record, my lord. Prior to occurrence, there was threatening for which he did not put courage to disclose this to police station. On the date of occurrence, my lord, he says I was threatened by 2 persons, my lord. 2 persons out of the all accused, 2 persons. Thereafter, my lord, he cooperated them, and after what the prosecution case, my lord, after dead body was buried down, they came and threw away the rice, what is boiled rice, to the river, my lord, just to save that after death of a person, one person go to take bath. Accordingly, cooperated. Thereafter, he chose to stay in the house of Bubuna, who is alleged to have put a knife to him to kill, my lord, Bubuna. So in his house also he stayed there. Thereafter, next day, he stayed at the house of the other persons, my lord. The threatening part is concerned, my lord, the day of occurrence. Thereafter, there was the meeting held on the my lord, the hilltop, my lord. There he was also threatened. What he says, my lord. So 3 points, my lord. Prior to occurrence, the date of occurrence, and on the date of meeting. What he says, but if you believe for a moment, my lord, on the date of the in presence of the other persons, he was threatened, my lord. From this threatening, your lordship will see whether this can be accepted as this is a real threatening, so that he was apprehended of danger and did not go to lodge a fire. And if that is so, my lord, if the PW6, my lord, he says that he is my knife is threatening कहले threatening but evidence prosecution total what रहिबा कथा investigation this would have been clear, my lord, that he was under threat, my lord, and for which he did not disclose the incident before the police station, my lord. As far as the prior to occurrence is concerned, my lord, no single matter is there brought out by the police that such thing has happened on the earlier days.
Report to investigation
investigation is not there, and even no single material there whether there was a witchcraft played by any person, my lord. No single material is there, and no single witness has been forwarded the same.
Mr. Counsel, एगुड़ाक सब आपण क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन बाहर करिक आनी चंदी एगुड़ाक चीफ एग्जामिनेशन नथिला आपण क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन ने बाहर करिक आनी चंदी जेमती घटना पूर्वरु एमती मध्य हेइथिला ता बापा को आनी रास्ता रे घोषाटी कि नउथले मरामरी करथले केही ये दोमाती
because that was asked in the to the query of the court, he answered. That is why cross examination was made, my lord.
But it may be it has been brought out in the cross examination. वो कोर्ट खाली पचार देला जे कोन हेइतला तापर आपण बाहर करी आनी चंदी डिटेल ए सब जिंस,
my lord, but that is totally unconnected, because extraneous to the prosecution case, my lord.
No, extraneous, but that has got link. What you have established, that has got link. That what would be the state of mind of the lady who had seen his father being dragged on the street on the ground that the everybody was making aspersion against him, or they were hinting at him that she was practicing witchcraft, for which the villagers are suffering. Some are suffering from fever, some have died, and that is the reason why she has seen the, not only she but other villagers, but nobody dare to protest. So ସେଇ state of mind ରେ ସେ ଅଛି ଯେ ତାପରେ ଏଇ ଘଟଣାଟି ହେଇଛି ଏବଂ ତାପରେ ତାକୁ ଧମକ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି, ତୁ ଯଦି କାହାକୁ କହିବୁ ତୋର ଯୋଉ ସାନ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ସେମାନେ ସ୍କୁଲ ଗୋଇଂ ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ୍, ତାଙ୍କୁ ମାରିକିନି ସେ ରକ୍ତ ଲଗା ଛୁରୀ ଆଣି ତତେ ଦେଖେଇବୁ। ଏଇ ପରିସ୍ଥିତିରେ ସିଏ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ରିପୋର୍ଟ କରିପାରୁନି ଥାନାରେ। 7 ଦିନ ପରେ ରିପୋର୍ଟ କରାଯାଇଛି।
Question is, my lord, how that evidence, only sole evidence of the PW1, my lord, that can accept it, my lord, when there is no other prosecution story.
Again, sole evidence ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି 134 of the Evidence Act ର ଗୋଟେ criteria ହଉଛି ଯେ it is not the quantity but the quality of evidence, right? ତେଣୁ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ କହିଲେ ଯେ the court can base the conviction of an accused basing on the solitary testimony of a witness if his evidence is found to be truthful, cogent, clear, trustworthy, above reproach। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଗୁଡାକ ୟୁଜ କଲେ, କାରଣ ଏମିତି କେତେ ଗୁଡାକ ଜାଗାରେ ଘଟଣା ହେଇପାରେ, କାହିଁକି କହିଲେ ନା ଏମିତି କେତେ ଗୁଡାକ ଜାଗାରେ ଘଟଣା ହେଇପାରେ ଯୋଉଠି କେବଳ ସେଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ୱିଟନେସ ସହିତ ଥାଇପାରେ, ଆଉ କେହି ନଥିବେ, ଲାଇକ୍ ଇନ୍ ଦିସ୍ କେସ୍ ହେଲା। ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ବେଳେ କାଓସେଡ୍ ଭିତରେ ଘଟଣା ହେଇଛି, ଆକୁ ବାନ୍ଧିଛନ୍ତି, ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କର ଉପସ୍ଥିତି ହେଇପାରିବନି। ଯଦି ବି କିଏ ତାଙ୍କ ଚିତ୍କାର ଶୁଣିଥିବ, ନୋବଡି ଉଡ୍ ଡେୟାର, କାରଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସନ୍ଦେହ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ତାଙ୍କୁ ହେଇଛି, ତାଙ୍କୁ କେହି ଆସିବାକୁ ସାହସ ବି କରିବେନି ସେଠିକି ଆସି ପ୍ରୋଟେଷ୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ। କାରଣ ଯୋଉମାନେ ତା ବାପା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଟଣା ହେଇକିନି ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଯାଇଛି, ସେଠି ଯଦି ପ୍ରୋଟେଷ୍ଟ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ତାହେଲେ ଗୁହାଳରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାଡ଼ ହଉଛି, କିଏ ଆସି ପ୍ରୋଟେଷ୍ଟ କରିବ, କାହିଁକି ତାକୁ ମାରୁଛନ୍ତି ବୋଲି। ତେଣୁ that is the background of the case। ତେଣୁ ଏଠି ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଡିଲେଟା ହେଇଛି, ତେଣୁ prosecution ଯାହା trial court hold କରିଛନ୍ତି, that in this scenario it can be said that the delay, if any, that has been satisfactorily explained. So how do you say that no, the finding which has been given by the trial court is completely perverse, or it is not borne out of the record, and you don't seek for the number of witnesses, quantity,
And quality of evidence, my lord. Only, my lord, creates a doubt, my lord, that if the, my lord, from the very beginning that he died, he knew that they were dead. From very beginning that, my lord, on 9th of October, my lord, knew that they are dead. Cooperated, my lord, took part in the taking bath or etc. and with the accused persons, my lord. Stayed in the house of the PW5 for certain period, my lord. And he knew well that for 5 to 7 days the dead bodies were there, my lord. Because what he says, I heard that they have put it out and they have cremated. On those days, my lord.
No, that he came to know only on the last day, that is on 15th.
15th.
Yes.
15th ରେ କହିଲେ
15th ରେ କହିଲା ଯୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ପୋତି ଥିଲେ ତାକୁ ବାହାର କରି ପୋଡି ଦେଲେ। ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ମୁଁ 15 ତାରିଖରେ ଜାଣିଲି, 16 ତାରିଖରେ
16 ତାରିଖରେ ସାର୍, ସେ 15 ତାରିଖ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି। 9 ତାରିଖରୁ 15 ତାରିଖ, 9 ତାରିଖରୁ ଭୁଲି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, 10 ତାରିଖରୁ ଆସନ୍ତୁ। 10 ତାରିଖରୁ ମିଟିଂ ହେଲା, 10 ତାରିଖ ଭୁଲି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, 11 ତାରିଖରୁ ଆସନ୍ତୁ। 11 ତାରିଖ, 11 ରୁ 15 ଭିତରେ। But restrictions were there, but though your lordship had pointed out that the threatening, my lord, prosecution should have said that due to that threatening, I could not come to police station from 11 to
ନା ଆପଣ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯଦି ପ୍ରୋସିକ୍ୟୁସନ ପ୍ରମାଣ କରେଇଥାନ୍ତା ଯେ ତାକୁ ବାନ୍ଧିକିନି ଗୋଟେ ଘରେ ରଖିଲେ ତେଣୁ ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ସନ ଥିଲା ସେଇ ମାନେ ଫିଜିକାଲ ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ସନ and that could have been a ground to explain the delay in lodging the FIR satisfactorily. Two things: restriction on the basis of physical restriction, that tu jadi
Yes.
taku watch kariki rakhagala, that's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
But ethi jo threat perception ta asuchi, that also is a factor to be we cannot ignore it. In this situation, she is not hinting at any kind of physical restriction. She is
Mentally
saying that
apprehensive.
mentally she was in a state of fear because of this threat. That is the reason she is explaining. And
may I kindly place the last paragraph of the FIR ma'am. What is stated in the FIR regarding the delay ma'am. काली सुनिएको पाइली
just a minute. Page 18.
Page 18. काली सुनिएको पाइली जे उक्त 10 जन आसामी मशाणी को जाई सेही शब गुडी को बाहर करी पोड़ देइछन्ती एबे मध्य मते धमक देउछन्ती सेमाने जेल गले गाँर बाकी लोक आमको मारी देबे so that threatening was also there till he is lodging the FIR. So that the argument that he is not under the threat or under the so that is not acceptable.
ସେଇ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଯୋଉ threatening କହୁଛନ୍ତି 15 ଦିନ ଏଇଟା that is not right.
ପରେ ଆମକୁ ମାରିଦେବେ ବୋଲି ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି ଧମକ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଏଣୁ ଜୀବନ ଭୟରେ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିବି କିଛି ନ ଜାଣି ପାରି ତାପରେ ଏବେ ସାହସ ବାନ୍ଧି ଆସି ସଦ ଦଉଛି
ସେଠି କହିଲେ FIR କହିଲେ ପଦାନ୍ତ and ପରାନ୍ତ they threatened ବାଞ୍ଚିଲା ସମୟରେ threatening କଲେ out ହଉଛି ଭୁବନ
It may be at the instance of all the accused
15
persons.
ଏଇ ଘଟଣାଟା ହଉଛି 15 ତାରିଖ ସାର୍
It may be a threat at the instance of all the accused persons. Rest of the accused persons left the spot to remain there with the victim, PW1. And
My lord.
according to her, that at the spot she was threatened.
yes my
It may be a threat at the behest at the instance of all the accused persons. Why you say it only 2 accused?
So 2 accused because they have left the spot. They said that you say to anybody, then you will put the same situation. Because they are, by the time they had already taken the moribund bodies in the
Well,
moribund.
within the knowledge of the said 2 accused persons that the other victims have been taken away by the rest.
ନାଇଁ ଆପଣ ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ସେଦିନ ତାକୁ ଦି ଜଣ ଇଏ କରିଛନ୍ତି ବଟ୍ ତା ପରଦିନ ପରା ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ମିଟିଂ ରେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ବି ଥ୍ରେଟ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଅଛି
Meeting କହୁଛନ୍ତି other threatened.
ହଁ
Say other threatening that, my lord, your lordship could see the mediator not only that he was there, she was there. The other person, number of persons were there. Nobody has come forward to say that there is threatening also. As far as threatening is concerned, if a person says that I was threatened, whether this can be believed in by the gospel truth.
କିଏ ଆଉ ସେ ମିଟିଂ ରେ କିଏ
Meeting ରେ ବହୁତ ଲୋକ ଥିଲେ. What he said,
may my lord interfere my lord sorry it should be kept in our mind my lord the village is constituting only 25 of houses
25
only
ଆଚ୍ଛା
that is came out from the cross examination by them 25 ଜଣ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଁର ଭିଲେଜ ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେଇ ଭିଲେଜ this occurrence has happened so not that there is village and out of that 9 to 10% are accused of different houses so the
majority ଚାଲି
yes my lord
It may be that the entire village is against the family.
ହଁ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ
Maybe say.
ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆପଣ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଯୋଉ ଏ 25 ଘର ଯୋଉ ବିଭିନ୍ନ କାହାର ଦେହ ଖରାପ ଏ ଯୋଉ ସନ୍ଦେହ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଘୋଷାଡି ତାକୁ ମାରିବା ଇଏ କରିବା ସେ କରିବା ହଁ ମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଇଟା ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ଟାଉନ ରେ ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ବହୁତ ଘର ଅଛି ପୋଲିସ ମାନେ ଇଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ ଏଇ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ନୁହେଁ ଆଇସୋଲେଟେଡ ହେଇ ଗୋଟେ 25ଟା ଘରର ଗୋଟେ ଗାଁ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ବାହାର କରିଛନ୍ତି 25ଟା ଘର ବୋଲି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ହି ସେଡ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ କ୍ରସ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି 25ଟା ଘରର ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ମୌଜା ହେଇଛି ସେଠି 25ଟା ଘରରୁ 9ଟା ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ହଉଛନ୍ତି ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ହେଲା ବାକି ୟା ଘର ଗୋଟେ 10 ତେଣୁ ଗୋଟେ ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ एनवायरमेंट क्रिएट हो जाइए आंको फैमिली रे गोटे असम्पशन रोची जे या बापा गुणी गारेडी करुची एवं से गुणी गारेडी जो का देह खराब होची किए मर जाउची होची इसु ताकू माड़ होची रास्ता ऊपर घोषणा होची एई परिवेशरू गोटे झीलटे एई घटनाटा देखिला तेणु सांगे सांगे से दौड़ी जीव पुलिस स्टेशन को जाइए थाना रे एतला देदब 9 तारिख रही से दिन रात्रि ता पर दिने तेणु जहाँ भी एक्सप्लानेशन दौची जे मते धमक से दिन 2 जन देले ता पर दिन जो मीटिंग टी हला से जो कोन पहाड़ ऊपर सेठी अन्य मान देले अन्य माने
ସେଦିନ ସାର୍ ଗୋଟେ ସାର୍ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ରଥମ ଦିନ ହେଲା ସେଗୁଡାକ 9 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ଯୋଉ ଗୁଆଳରେ ଯୋଉଟା ହେଲା କାଉସେଟ ରେ ଯୋଉଟା ହେଲା ତାପରେ ସାର୍ ଯୋଉ ଏଫଆଇଆର ଯାହା ଜଣା ପଡୁଛି ଏଫଆଇଆର ଦବା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ସେ କହିଲେ ଏମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଧମକ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଜେଲ ଗଲେ ଗାଁର ବାକି ଲୋକ ମାରିଦେବେ କରିବେ ଏଟା କୋଉ ଦିନ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି କଣ କରିଛନ୍ତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ ସବୁ ତାପରେ ହେଇଛି ସେ ଏଫଆଇଆର ସେ ପାର୍ଟଟା ଫାଷ୍ଟ ପାର୍ଟଟା ନାହିଁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ପାର୍ଟକୁ 2 ଜଣ କଲେ ଏପଟ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲେ ଯେ 10 ଜଣ ଯାକ ଆସାମୀ ମଶାଣିକୁ ନେଇକି ଗୋଟେ କୋଉଠିକି ବାହାର କରି ପୋଡ଼ି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେମାନେ ଧମକ ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି କୋଉଠି ମିଟ୍ କଲେ କୋଉଠି ଧମକ ଦେଲେ
ପୁରା ଡିଟେଲ କହିବ ତାରିଖ
ତାରିଖ ଅନୁସାରେ ନାହିଁ ସାର୍ କହୁଛି ଏଗୁଡାକ ଏନସାଇକ୍ଲୋପିଡିଆ କହୁନି ତାମାନେ ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ପରେ ଯୋଉ ପୋଡି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ମଶାଣରୁ ବାହାର କଲା ପର କଥାଟା ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମଶାଣରୁ ଯୋଉ ଡେଡ ବଡିକୁ ବାହାର କଲେ ତାପରେ ପୋଡିଲେ ପୋଡି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ମତେ ଧମକ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ମାନେ ସାର୍ ଆଫ୍ଟର କ୍ରିମେସନ ଅଫ ଦଟ୍ ଡେଡ ବଡି ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଧମକ ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଜେଲ ଗଲେ ଗାଁର ବାକି ଲୋକ ମାରିଦେବେ ଏମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଜେନେରାଲ ୱାର୍ଡରେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କାହାର କହୁଛନ୍ତି କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ନଥିଙ୍ଗ ଏ ସାର୍ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ପାର୍ଟ ହଉଛି ଏଟା 15 ତାରିଖ କଥା 9 ତାରିଖ କଥା ସେଟା ସାର୍ ଗଲା ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ 15 ଦେନ୍ ୟୁ ଲର୍ଡସିପ କମ୍ ଟୁ 16 ରେ ହଉଛି ଯୋଉଟାକ ଆମର ମିଟିଂ କଲେ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ 5 100 ପେଜ 105 ସାର୍ ସେଥିରେ କହିଲେ ସେ ଏକୁଟିଆ ନଥିଲେ ସେ ଅନ୍ୟ ଥିଲେ ସାର୍ ଲୋଗୁ ସବର ଯେ ତାକୁ ଆସିଷ୍ଟ କଲା PW7 ଆସିଷ୍ଟ କଲା ଟୁ ଗୋ ଟୁ ଦ ପୋଲିସ ଷ୍ଟେସନ ଗଲା ହି ୱାଜ ଅଲସୋ देयर husband of committee member Darsing Sabar and other co-villagers minor they are there but as by threatening may not have said about the witchcraft or killing or not violent as far threatening was concerned nobody has proved it other number of persons were there if the village meeting is convened
and the distance between the village and the police station is 5 to 6 kilometers.
They are probably like 7 kilometers. ये जो मीटिंग रो साक्षी अन्य माने हिचंदी ସେମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ କହିଥିବେ କନଫେସନ ବିଷୟରେ
ସାର୍ କନଫେସନ ବିଷୟରେ ସାର୍ PW7 ସାର୍ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଲୁଗୁ ସବରେ ସାର୍ ଟୋଟାଲ ସାର୍ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସମସ୍ତେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି କଲରାରେ ମରଛନ୍ତି ପୂର୍ବରୁ ମଧ୍ୟ କଲରାରେ ମରଥିଲେ ଏଗୁଡା ତାରି ଉପରେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ସେଟା ସବୁ ପ୍ରୋସିକ୍ୟୁସନ ଅଫ ଦ ଟର୍ନ ହସ୍ଟାଇଲ ମାଇ ଲର୍ଡ ସାର୍
କେହି ସପୋର୍ଟ କରିଛନ୍ତି କି ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ଇଏ ବିଷୟରେ ମିଟିଂ ବିଷୟରେ ସପୋର୍ଟ
କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି
ଆଉ ସେମାନେ ଧମକ ଚମକ କଥା କୋଉଠି ଆସେ
ଯଦି ପ୍ରୋସିକ୍ୟୁସନ କେସକୁ ବିଲିଭ କରାଯାଏ PW1 ଟା ଯଦି ବିଲିଭ କରାଯାଏ ସାର୍
ଆପଣ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ଜୁଡିସିଆଲ କନଫେସନ ବିଷୟରେ 161 ରେ କହିବେ ତାପରେ ଆସି କୋର୍ଟ ରେ କହିବେ ସେ କଲରାରେ ମରିଗଲା ତେଣୁ ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ହେଲା ଆଉ ସେଠି ସେଇ ୱିଟନେସ କୁ କଣ ବିଲିଭ କରାଯିବ ସେ ୱିଟନେସ ମାନେ କେହି କହିନାହାନ୍ତି ଧମକ ଚମକ ଦିଆହେଲା ତେଣୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଧମକ ଚମକ ଦିଆ ହେଇନଥିଲା ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ଥାନାକୁ ଆଗରୁ ଯିବାର କୌଣସି ନ ଯିବାର କୌଣସି ଜଷ୍ଟିଫିକେସନ ନାହିଁ
ସେ କହୁଛି ୱାର୍ଡ ମେମ୍ବର ଅଫ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଭିଲେଜ PW7 as a ward member of that village I know nothing more about the occurrence my signature ତାପରେ ଅଲଗ କହୁଛନ୍ତି in my presence and the presence of witness ଦର୍ଶିଂ ସବର PW5
ଯାହା ଘରେ ସେ ରହୁଥିଲା ସେ ବି କହିନି ଯେ ତାକୁ ଥ୍ରେଟ୍ କରୁଥିଲା
ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ମିଟିଂ ଟା କଥା ହେଲା nobody has supported nobody has ମାନେ no prosecution has said about that
all right so that is all the your submission so far as the delay in lodging of the FIR threat etc what about the other thing you said that there are some
ମୋର ସେଇ delay ରହୁଛି କଣ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଟା ହଉଛି କଣ ଗୋଟେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମେଜର ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମାଇ ଲର୍ଡ ଯଦି ସେଦିନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଥିଲା କ୍ରିମେସନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତାର କ୍ରିମେସନ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଥିଲା କ୍ରିମେସନ ଜାଣିଲା ପରେ he came to the police station after cremation but before that my lord he did not put his courage to go to the police station and with the assistance of the logo sabar PW7 he said that secretly I had gone to police station with logo sabar but where is the question of secretly means how they are mentally or physically how they are restrained to come to the court But he says that I was secretly, I had gone to the
No,
police
do
station.
you do me to say that suppose a person is in a state of fear,
Yes.
state of fear, or he was under the threat, that fear is to continue till lifelong.
No,
He
my
will not gather any courage at any point of time.
lord, that is correct.
So,
But
in the changed circumstances, when we knew
change
that the cremation has already taken place, so she decided that no, I said like say I ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି decide କଲି ଯାହା ହବ ହବ ମୁଁ ଯାଇ ଏତଲା ଦେବି ତ ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର କରେଜ ସେ ଆଣିକିନି ଯଦି ଥାନାକୁ ଯାଇ ଏତଲାଟି ଦଉଛି ତାହେଲେ ତାକୁ ଦିନେ ଧମକ ଚମକ ହେଇଥିଲା ବା ସେ ଆଗରୁ ସେଇଥି ଧମକ ଚମକ ଯୋଗୁ ଏତଲା ଦେଇ ପାରୁନଥିଲା ତେଣୁ କରେଜ କେମିତି ଆସିବ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି so she decided it that
a letter sir out additional side and place we followed see my later on sir setara hala kono gote murder hala dead night re jungle gote murder hala that he was the witness was coming on the what says that on the night I was coming I saw it but whenever it was asked to him that why did not disclose the incident promptly he said I was apprehended I was being threatened by those accused persons. So court observed that if threatening was because they have said that unless you come, if you lose the FIR, we'll kill you. But after they were arrested, still they did not disclose. That court said that if subsequent to 1 month after you have not disclosed, and on that basis, on that evidence, the conviction is made. Court said no, conviction is not right. It was acquitted. Because conviction, because threatening on the pen.
It varies from case to case, sir. It depends on the
threatening perception matters. As per threatening
fact को आपण ये आर संगरे ये करिवे तांकर observation कोन आसी depends.
If there has been no disclosure for a month,
I will give you
that may be the conclusion of the court.
As per threatening perception is concerned.
सेठी कोन एंती गुणी गारडी आगुर एंती
गुणी गारडी नो अलगा मर्डर केस टा he says that I have seen it but long days after it was said so that
the court might have stated that he has been that witness is a concocted evidence ଆସିଲା ଗୋଟେ ସୃଷ୍ଟି କଲେ ଆଉ କିଛି evidence ନଥିଲା ବୋଲି ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ହଠାତ୍ FIR ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କିଛି ନଥିଲା ଆରେଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଗଲା ପରେ ଆଉ ଦେଖିଲେ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଇ ୱିଟନେସ୍ ଟାକୁ କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ମାସକ ପରେ ତେଣୁ ସେ ଯେହେତୁ କାହାକୁ ଡିସକ୍ଲୋଜ କରୁନି ଆରେଷ୍ଟ ହେବା ପରେ ହଠାତ୍ ଚାଲି ଯାଉଛି ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଥିଲି ବୋଲି ହୁଏତ ତାକୁ ଡିସବିଲିଭ କରେଇଥିବେ that's a different matter but as my esteemed brother has pointed out every case has to be decided on the basis of the facts of the
yes.
So yes, any further submission regarding PW1? He is the only witness.
You got to sir.
That the delay part is concerned that
Anything about the contradictions you said?
Contradiction palette.
Nothing. जो contradictions आपण आनिछन
Yes, yes.
हमर प्रश्न हैला contradictions जोडाको आपण आनिकिनी एबे प्रमाण करेले
हां
से witness कहूची जे जेतु से ट्रायल ता केवल एक्स पाई चली थिला तेणु मु भाबिली मते केवल एक्स पाई जहा अछि सेति ही कहया पड़ियो तेणु मु ए वाई जेड अन्य विषय रे बेसी फोकस करी दैट इज हिज एविडेंस सो किछि कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन आपण प्रमाण करै छथि जे से जो ट्रायल बेले से एई जिंस गुडा को एमान को नारे एई आया कहि नथिला तेणु से एक्सप्लेनेशन दोछि जे कोन पई मु कहि नथिला
तार टोटल देला 5-6 डिपोजिशन रे 7टा पैराग्राफ फास्ट पैराग्राफ रो किछि फास्ट और छाड़ सेकंड पैराग्राफ रो किछि कॉर्पोरेट कले कि अदरवाइज अन्य सब पार्ट गुडा सब दैट हैज बीन कन्फ्रंटेड टू आईओ एंड कॉन्ट्राडिक्टेड
नै से मानुची मानिला पर कहला मु कहिनी बोली लास्ट टू आंसर ता देखुनानी जे लास्ट पैराग्राफ रे कहिची जोड़ा कहूची हां मु कहिनी
सेटा होची से थरे
जुवेनाइल केस
ଏଇ କେସରେ ଏଇ କେସରେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉଟା କରିଛି ଛଅଟା ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ all are confronted that's admitted by the IU.
ଏଗୁଡା କହିନି
sir
ବଟ୍ ନାଇଁ କହିନି ଯେ ମାନେ ଆମେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରୁଛୁ ପୁରା ଯୋଉ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ କଣ ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ କଣ ମାନେ ରହିଛି ତା ଭିତରେ ସେ ମାନେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଡିକ୍ସନ ଗୁଡାକ ଏମିତି ସେ ସେଠି କହିଲା ଭାତ ଖାଇଛି ଏଠି କହିଲା ରୁଟି ଖାଇଛି ସେ ସେଠି ଏମିତି to be ignored.
ଯୋଉ ପାର୍ଟଟା assault part is concerned under FIR 161 164 and evidence
ଗୋଟେ example ଦଉଛୁ generator ସେ ତାର initially ସେ 3 ଜଣକୁ implicate କରୁଛି 3 ଜଣ ଥିଲେ ସେଟାକୁ develop କଲା 5 ଜଣ କି 10 ଜଣକୁ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ କହିପାରିବେ ହଁ ଆପଣ ତାର FIR ରେ ଥିଲା 3 ଜଣ ମାରିଲେ 161 ରେ ବି ଥିଲା ହଠାତ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରାଏଲ ଆସିକିନି 10 ଜଣକୁ କହିଲା ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ it can be said to be a major contradiction କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଘଟଣାରେ ଯୋଉ ଯଦି କିଛି major contradictions ପ୍ରମାଣ କରିଛନ୍ତି it's all right we can take into account ବାକି ଏ ଯୋଉ elaborateness ରେ ଏ ଯୋଉ ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି
164 statement and the deposition exactly 90% same.
164 or deposition.
And the FIR and 161 also similar. But after the FIR, the entire details has been described in the 164 matter.
It depends upon, you see, ସେଥିପାଇଁ କୁହାଗଲା ଯେ ଜଣେ ଆଇଓ ଯେତେବେଳେ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ କରିଛି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ସିଏ କୋଉ ଟାଇପ ର ଜିନିଷ ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ତା ଉପରେ ବି ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରେ ତେଣୁ ଖାଲି ମେକାନିକାଲି ସେ ଯେତିକି କହିଲା ସେତିକି ରେକର୍ଡିଂ କରିଦେବେ ତାପରେ ୱିଟନେସ୍ କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାଜିଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଟ ପଚାରିଛି ଇଲାବୋରେଟଲି ସେ ଇଲାବୋରେଟଲି ସବୁ ଘଟଣା ଡିସ୍କ୍ରାଇବ କରିଛି ତେଣୁ ସେଠି କିଛି ଅଧିକା ଜିନିଷ ଆସିବ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଯଦି ଆଇଓ କରିନଥିବ ତାହେଲେ ଓବିୟସଲି କମ ଜିନିଷ ଆସିବ ତେଣୁ ଆଉ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ କଥା ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଯେ ଘଟଣା ପରେ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ସେ ଏତଲାଟା ଦଉଛି ତାପରେ ପରେ ତାର 161 ରେକର୍ଡ ହଉଛି ଏବଂ ତାପରେ ଗ୍ୟାପ ରହୁଛି ହେଲା ଗ୍ୟାପ ରହିଲା ପରେ ପୋଲିସ ଆସିଗଲା ତାପରେ ସେ କୋର୍ଟ କୁ ଆସିଗଲା ତେଣୁ ତାର ଯୋଉ ଫିୟର ସାଇକୋସିସ ଟା ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ସେଟା ରିଡ୍ୟୁସ କରିବ ତେଣୁ ହି ୱିଲ୍ ହାଭ୍ ମୋର କନଫିଡେନ୍ସ ଟୁ ନାରେଟ ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ ମ୍ୟାନର ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଯଦି 164 ରେ ନାରେସନ ଟା ଟିକେ ଇନ ଡିଟେଲ କହୁଛି ଆପଣ କହିପାରିବେନି ଯେ ଏଟା ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାଜରେଟେଡ ଭର୍ସନ ହଉଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି it goes to the root of the matter and therefore she should be disbelieved ତେଣୁ exaggeration ଟା to the extent ହେଇଛି ଯୋଉ extent ଟା ଏମିତି root କୁ ଯିବ ଯେ ନାଇଁ ଏଇ witness ଗୋଟା ମିଛୁଆ ସାକ୍ଷୀ ୟାର ଏଠି ଗୋଟେ କଥା ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ କଥା ତେଣୁ ଆକୁ ବିଲିଭ କରିବା ଗୋଟେ ୱିଟନେସ୍ ଯେହେତୁ 9 ଜଣଙ୍କର ଏଠି ଜୀବନ ମରଣ ଜିନିଷ ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରାଯିବନି ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି କଥା
and so far the assault part is concerned the FIR 161 164 and the deposition are similar there is constituents
ମାନେ 10 ଜଣ ଯାକ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ
କରିଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ assault part ଯାହା ବି ଅଛି that story is similar ସେଥିରେ contradiction ନାହିଁ ହଁ ଗୋଟେ କାଓ ବାହାର କୋଉଠି କହିନି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କାଓ କହିଛି but all
ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆମର ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ଯୋଉ
ସବୁଥିରେ ଅଛି
ଓ ଏଫଆଇଆର ବି ଅଛି ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ
ଏଫଆଇଆର ନାହିଁ ଖାଲି ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ପାର୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ ନାହିଁ
ସେ ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ କି ଆଣି ଦେଲା
ଛୁଞ୍ଚିରେ ଖେବି ଦେଇ ପଚାରୁଥାଏ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଔଷଧ ସାର ଆଣି ଯୋଉଟାକ ସେଇ ପାର୍ଟଟା ନାହିଁ
ସିରିଞ୍ଜ ପାର୍ଟ ବି ଅଛି
ଏ ଯୋଉ
ଦେଖିଲେ ସେ ଯୋଉ
କପା ଔଷଧ ଆଣିକି ଯୋଉ
କରୁଥାଏ ମିଡଲ ଅଫ ଦି
ଦଶନ୍ତ ଗୋଟେ ସିରିଞ୍ଜ ଆଣି
ସେଥିରେ ମେଡିସିନ ପୁରାଇ ମୋର ନାନୀର ତୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଗାଲରେ ତା ଆଖିରେ
କଣ୍ଟ୍ରାଡିକ୍ସନ କଣ ହେଲା
ତାପରେ ତାର ଯୋଉ ଡେଭଲପ କଲେ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ବାଲ୍ଟିରେ ଆଣିକି ପଡୁଥାଏ ତାର ଏମିତି ପଡୁଥାଏ
ବାଲ୍ଟିରେ ଆଣିଲା ତାକୁ ଆଣି
Sir, each and every addition subtraction is not necessarily a contradiction, sir.
FIR रे how do you expect that sabu jinso
that's correct matter that is not an encyclopedia that can
unless something is brought out which destroys the very genesis of the prosecution story the witness evidence is to be believed, sir.
Yes.
ସେଠି ଏଫଆଇଆର ମଧ୍ୟ କହୁଛି ବସନ୍ତ ଗୋଟିଏ ସିରିଜ ଆଣି
ଦଶ
ତା ଦେହରେ ବସନ୍ତ ତା ଦେହରେ ମେଡିସିନ ପୁରାଇ ମୋର ନାନୀର ତୁଣ୍ଡରେ ଗାଲରେ ଓ ଆଖିରେ ଛୁଞ୍ଚିରେ ଖେବି ପଚାରୁଥାଏ ସୋ
they assault part and there that consistency.
ସେଠି ସେ ବୋଧେ ଆଡ କରିଛି ବାଲ୍ଟିରେ ଆଣିଲା ତାକୁ ଗୋଳେଇଲା ତାପରେ ସିରିଞ୍ଜରେ
ଗୋଟେ ଦୋକାନରୁ ଗୋଟେ pesticide ଆଣିଥିଲା ଦୋକାନରୁ କିଣିକି
Not a
ଆଣିଥିଲା
contradiction.
ଦୋକାନରୁ କିଣିକିନା ଆଣିଲା ସେ କହିଲା ଏଗୁଡାକ ଯୋଉ ଆଡ କରୁଛନ୍ତି 161 ବଟ୍ ମେନ୍ ଜିନିଷ ରହୁଛି ସିରିଞ୍ଜରେ
ଫୁଟେଇବା
ଏଇ ଲୋକଟା ପୁରେଇବା ସେଇଟା ରହୁଛି କନଫ୍ଲାକ୍ଟ
Yes.
ତ ସେଇ କୋଉଠି ପ୍ରୋକ୍ୟୁର କଲା ଇଏ କଲା ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକ
ଅଲଗା ଡେଭଲପ ଅଲଗା
ବାନ୍ଧିବା ଏବଂ ତାପରେ 10 minutes ତାଙ୍କୁ 1 by 1 ନବା ବାହାରକୁ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ସ୍ପଟ କୁ ନବା all are continuously not has been sacked by the
ନାଇଁ ଏଠି ତ କହିଛି ତାପରେ ନେଇଗଲେ ସେମାନେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ନେଇଗଲେ
ମୁଁ ବନ୍ଧା ହୋଇ ନିଜ ଆଖିରେ ଦେଖିଛି ତାପରେ ସେଇ ଗୁହାଳରୁ ଜଣ ଜଣ କରି ମୋର ନାନୀ ମା ଓ ବାପାଙ୍କୁ ଦରମରା କରି ନେଇ ମଶାଣିରେ ପୁଣି ପିଟାପିଟି ସୋ ଦେଖିଛି ବୋଲି କହୁଛି ଗୁହାଳରୁ ହଁ
କନସିଡେନ୍ସ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଅଛି।
ସେଥିରୁ ହଉଛି ଦଶାନ୍ତର ଆଲିଗେସନ ହଉଛି ସିରିଞ୍ଜରେ ଇନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ କଲା ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ଟେଡ ଦ ମେଡିସିନ ଦଶାନ୍ତ ନାଁରେ ଆଲିଗେସନ ଆଉ ଅଦର ଯୋଉ 9 ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ପର୍ସନ ସେମାନେ କହିଲେ ଆସଲ୍ଟ କଲେ ମାନେ ଅଦର ତାକୁ ଛାଡିକି ଅସମାନ ଯିଏ ସିଷ୍ଟର ଅଫ ଦ ଇନଫର୍ମାଟ ତାକୁ ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ଦଉଥିଲା ଦଶାନ୍ତ ଏବଂ ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଆସଲ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ ମାନେ ଫାଦର ଆଣ୍ଡ ମଦର।
What is your submission? That ଦଶାନ୍ତ ସେମାନଙ୍କ assault ରେ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ କରିନି ସେ ଯୋଉ ଦି ଜଣଙ୍କର ତେଣୁ ସେ କୌଣସି ଲାଇବିଲିଟି ତାର ନାହିଁ। Is this your submission? Then what about the common object? Thirty-four charge ମଧ୍ୟ ରହିଛି।
What is the explanation of the accused persons regarding disappearance of the victims? What
Do not-
explanation has been offered by them?
They don't know.
ସବୁ ଗୁଡାକ
Do not know.
ଜାଣିନି
ଜାଣିନି।
କାରଣ it is correct that ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେ ଗୁହାଳରୁ ନେଲା ପରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ସେଇଟା ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛି ଓନ୍ଲି ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରା ଜୁଡିସିଆଲ କନଫେସନ ଆଉ କିଛି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ତ ନାହିଁ
ସେତିକି ହଁ
କିମ୍ବା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଯାହା ଆସିଛି କେମିକାଲ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସି ରିପୋର୍ଟରୁ ସେ ହାଡ ଗୁଡାକ ମଧ୍ୟ ପ୍ରମାଣ ହେଇନି ଯେ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ମଣିଷ ହାଡ ବୋଲି ବଟ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କେସ୍ ନୁହେଁ ବା କିଛି ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ନାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ନେଲା ପରେ they are still alive or something like that, don't know, they have not been killed ଏମିତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି ଇଏ ନାହିଁ so ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିସିସନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଦଉଥିଲେ ଯେ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ନେଇକିନି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଏଇ କଣ୍ଡିସନରେ ନେଇକିନି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ତାପରେ ତାଙ୍କର where abouts not known ଏବଂ prosecution then you are to explain it
last scene and 106
you are to explain it and if you are not explaining it then obviously it would go burden of proof shifts on you in view of 106 of the evidence sir see ଗୋଟେ ଡିସିସନ ଦେଖଉଥିଲେ
last scene and 106
And if some of the witnesses claim that the victims died due to cholera, what is the evidence from the side of the defense? There's no defense evidence.
One DW is there.
What is the evidence?
କଲରା ଖାଲି ତ କହିଦେଲେ ହବନି ଯେ କଲରାରେ
ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ର
Something should be there on record.
କିଛି ତ ନାହିଁ ନା ଖାଲି ମୌଖିକ କହିଦେଲେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ
Otherwise, they can call you to police.
once one village declared as cholera means it will be medical
କିଛି ଡକୁମେଣ୍ଟାରୀ ନାହିଁ କୌଣସି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ ସାକ୍ଷୀ ଗୁଡାକ ହୋଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ହେଇକିନି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେ କଲରାରେ ମରିଯାଇଛି ସେ 3 ଜଣ ଯାକ ନା କଣ କଲରାରେ ମରିଯାଇଛନ୍ତି
ଆଗରୁ କଲରା ମରିଥିଲେ ପୁଣି
କରିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ
ଆସିଲା କୋଉଠି? What is the evidence in the IO with regard to whereabouts of the victims?
No investigation to that.
No investigation.
Research contacted my lord, ADM my lord, scientific officer was engaged, scientific officer came my lord, they sought the spot that is in cowshed and the place of alleged burial place. What is there as far as the death is concerned, my lord? They said that burial place was searched by scientific officer, my lord, and ashes were collected, ashes and stones were collected, bone ashes were collected. Only they said this. But my lord, if the scientific officer are there, my lord, a person, if the 3 persons were buried, suppose you believe for a moment, the 3 persons are buried for 7 days. 6 days. Will lordship take it as 6 days. 6 days means must have been decomposed. Must have been decomposed. If suppose dead body is cremated, then if you have tested the soil also, soil where he was put, then this could have been ascertained that whether the person was buried or not. Nothing has been done. One aspect. Second, as far as what is confessional statement is made, that all the जो बाल्टी फाल्टी जो कौन सीरीज कौन हम सब फोपाड़ देइछु कोडी ता भितर फोपाड़ देइछु स्क्रीमेटर समय फोपाड़ देइछु फोपाड़ देले भी से जो जिंस कहउछन प्लास्टिक कहउछन ए कहउछन किछि ना भी रेमनेंट रहिबो कारण प्लास्टिक पूरा ये होइनी पाउस होइनी जहाँ भी रहइबो मेल्टेड हेकि रहइबो जत्ते पड़ले बद्य जदि पूरा चार्ट कोल भली आइ जाय दैट विल स्टिल रिमेन नथिंग इज ब्रॉट
କୋଉ ଟାଇପ ର ପୋଡାଇଛି କଣ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ୟୁଜ ହେଇ ପୋଡାଇଛି
ନାହିଁ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ଆମେ ଶୂନ୍ୟରେ ଖାଲି ବୁଲା ହଉଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କିଛି ଯେହେତୁ ନାହିଁ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ନାହିଁ ଏ ଶୂନ୍ୟରେ ଏଗୁଡା କୁହାହଉଛି ଯେ ଏଇଆ କରୁଛନ୍ତି
କିଏ କହୁଛି ଆପଣ ଏଗୁଡା ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଣୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଏମିତି ଥିଲେ ବାଲ୍ଟିର ଇଏ ଥାନ୍ତା ସେମାନେ ପ୍ରସିକ୍ୟୁସନ ତ କିଛି କହୁନି
କିଛି କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି
ବାଲ୍ଟିରେ ପଡିଥାନ୍ତି ଏଗୁଡା କୋଉଠୁ ଆଣିଲେ
ସାର୍ ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ପୁରା
ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ଡେଷ୍ଟ୍ରୟ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି 3ଟା ଡେଡ୍ ବଡିକୁ ପୋତିକିନି ତାପରେ ତାକୁ 7 ଦିନ 6 ଦିନ ପରେ ବାହାର କରିକିନି ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ କୁ ଡେଷ୍ଟ୍ରୟ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ସିଏ ଆଉ କିଛି ରଖିବ କି କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉଟା କି ପରେ ତା ନାଁରେ ୟୁଟିଲାଇଜ ହବ ନା ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାର ଜିନିଷ ପୁରା ମୁଳଚୁଲ ମାନେ ମୂଳପୋଛ କରିଦବ
Any evidence is collected by the IO with regard to the place where the victims were buried?
No, my lord.
No, the scientific officer visited that spot.
He collected that mass, that is crematory ground, my lord. Graveyard, my lord, crematory ground. But it is not.
Cremation has taken place at the same place where the bodies were buried. Pakhre.
Spot map is near that.
Spot map.
Spot map is
Spot map टा कहीं? को पेपर को पेपर बुक रही
अच्छा
फास्ट पेपर बुक पेज केते कहले?
Page 185 में रही है
185 फास्ट
346
वैसे सेकंड पेपर
around 342
yes
46 and 49.
It has not been specifically mentioned, sir. Only area of cremation, that's all.
Main area of cremation.
Where the bodies were buried and subsequently exhumed and cremated.
see सेमती किछि
It has not been specifically mentioned this point.
main area
वीडियोग्राफी किछि कोन
कैप्चर सेट टा देखैछंदी जोटा ए साइड रे कैटल सेट जोठी घटनाटा हैला तापरे सेटू एरिया ऑफ क्रिमेशन देखैछंदी
the depth of 4 feet the depth 4 feet लगा जोड़ी
हां
say in the same pitch matter take note of because depth of 4 feet has been mentioned and in the same main area of cremation and the length may see 4 feet 6 inches and 15 feet is the
नहीं depth टा होची 4 फुट
again
ଆଉ
15
ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି 10 ଫୁଟ, ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି 10 ଫୁଟ, ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଚଉଡାଟା ହଉଛି 15 ଫୁଟ।
ତେଣୁ 15
ତାହେଲେ ସେଇ ଏତିକି ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ
ତେଣୁ
ତିନିଟା ଯାକ ଡେଡ ବଡି କୁ ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ
ପୋତା ହେଇଥିଲା ସବସିକ୍ୱେଣ୍ଟଲି
ପୁଣି ସେଇ ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ କ୍ରିମେସନ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ତାରି ଭିତରେ।
ପଏଣ୍ଟ କୋଉଠି କରିନାହାନ୍ତି
10 ଫୁଟ 15 ଫୁଟ 10 ଫିଟ୍ 15 ଫିଟ୍
ଏଇ ଏରିଆଟା ଏଇ ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସବୁ ହେଇଛି, ମର୍ଡର ବି ହେଇଛି ଏବଂ କ୍ରିମେସନ ବି ହେଇଛି। ତାର ଯାହାର ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି 10 ଫୁଟ, ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି 15 ଫୁଟ,
width and length
ଡେପ୍ଥଟା ହଉଛି 5 ଫୁଟ। ତେଣୁ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଆରି ଭିତରେ ହେଇଛି। ଆଉ ପିନ୍ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଯେହେତୁ ସେ କାଢି ଦେଇକିନି ପୋଡିଦେଲେ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ହେଇଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇ ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ
body of a person 4 to 5 to 6 feet smaller. So obviously ସେ ଭିତରେ ହିଁ
ତାପରେ ଯୋଉ ଏତେ ବଡ ଗାତ ହେଇଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଇଏ କରାହେଇଛି, ହୋଲ କରାହେଇଛି, ତାପରେ କୌଣସି ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ଯେ କିଏ କଲା, କଣ କଲା, ନଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ଶୋନ୍। ଗାତଟା ଆଗରୁ କିଏ କଲା, କୋଉ ଜେସି ମେସିନ କଲା, ଜେସି ହାଜ ନଟ୍ ବିନ୍ ବ୍ରଟ୍ ଇନଟୁ ରେକର୍ଡ। ଆଟଲି ପଚାରିବା କଥା ଯେ ଜେସି ମେସିନ କାହିଁ ହେଇଛି, କଣ ହେଇଛି, ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟର ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ହଉ କି ଯାହା ଗୋଟେ ପଚାରିବା କଥା, ନଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର। ତାପରେ କ୍ରିମେସନ ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ,
ସେଟା ତ କ୍ରିମେସନ ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ।
କ୍ରିମେସନ ଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ,
କ୍ରିମେସନ
ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି
ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଇଜ ନିୟର ବାଇ।
ଚର୍ଚ୍ଚ ବେଲେ ଲୋକ
And obviously there is access of people because church is there, my lord. There is access of 100 meter दूर है, only 100 meters
The
distance.
area was
Cow shed is at 250
covered
meters.
with trees, small and big plants. It was a bushy area. Any evidence collected by the IO with regard to using the JCB?
No, signal absent. Absent, and the purchase of that poison, that is also signal absent, from which they have brought the purchase. They say that it's a purchase from a shop, my lord. That is also signally absent. From where the pesticides were brought, or the earth was excavated by a JCB machine. That is signally absent.
ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ମିଳିଥାନ୍ତା ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡେଡ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ପୋଷ୍ଟମର୍ଟମ ଯଦି ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା।
ହଁ,
କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ଯେହେତୁ
କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
ଆଲିଗେସନ ଆସୁଛି କ୍ରିମେସନ ର ହେଇଛି ବୋଲି, ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ଜିନିଷ ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟ କରିବା, ତାକୁ ବିଷ ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ଦିଆହେଇଛି କି ନାହିଁ, ତାପରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର ଆସଲ୍ଟ ହେଇଛି କି ନାହିଁ, ତ ସବୁ ୱାନ୍ସ ବଡି ଇଜ କ୍ରିମେଟେଡ ମିନ୍ସ ମ୍ୟାଟର ଏଣ୍ଡସ୍ ଦେୟାର।
PW1 ଟାକୁ ଯଦି ବିଲିଭ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କହୁଛି ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ କଲେ, ଇଏ କଲେ କଣ, ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ କଲେ ପେଷ୍ଟିସାଇଡ ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ, ଏତେ ପ୍ରୋସିକ୍ୟୁସନ ଆୟୋଗ କରିବା କଥା ଯେ କୋଉଠୁ ଆଣିଛି, କଣ କରୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ହି ଶୁଡ ହାଭ collected evidence from the during investigation. Nothing has been brought because it's the prosecution case that he was injected, but that injected by poison, my lord. It's the prosecution that it was say whether the poison or not, or if the poison, where from it was purchased. Nothing is there.
Anything further you want to say, or Mr. will hear Mr. Chand? Yes, Mr. Chand.
Well, maybe my friend the state may answer. Thereafter, I'll give the concluding part because I've already noted down matters.
We are just now hearing on the merit of the, because thereafter we'll hear about the death sentence. That is the way we used to hear this case. So now he has addressed about the merits of the case.
No, Mayor has put some query regarding that particular. The first of all, Mayor, that the FIR, because Mayor has put the specific question regarding the lodging of FIR, delay of lodging FIR, and because of the fact that she has lodged the FIR after a particular letter, that is admitted fact. Under what circumstance, what was the prevention, or why she has opted for, or why she has not lodged? Because Mayor has specifically said that because of the fact that she was under constant threat made by the villagers, even if not by the accused, but by the villagers, perhaps that is the reason for which she has not choose to lodge the affair on the same day, or even
Mr. Chan, ଆମେ କହୁନୁ ଯେ ତାକୁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଦିନ ଆସି ତାକୁ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି।
I'm not on that matter.
ତାର ଯୋଉ threat perception ଟା ଗୋଟେ ରହିଛି, ଯେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଯାଇକିନି ଥାନାରେ ଥରେ ଲେଟର ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଥର ବି ହେଇଛି, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ମୋ ବାପା ମା ଭଉଣୀକୁ ମୋ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଏମିତି କଲେ, ପୂର୍ବରୁ ମୋ ବାପାକୁ ଏମିତି ଆଣି ରାସ୍ତାରେ କରେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଗୁଣି ଗାରେଡି କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ମୋର ଛୋଟ ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଧମକ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ତୁ ଯଦି ଥାନାରେ ଏତଲା ଦବୁ ତାହେଲେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ମାରିଦବୁ, ଚୋରିରେ ନଷ୍ଟ ଆଣି ଦେଖେଇବୁ ତତେ। ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଥରେ ଦିଥର ଯାହାବି ତାକୁ ଯଦି ଧମକ ଦେଇଥିବ, ତେଣୁ ସେଇ ଧମକଟା ହିଁ ସଫିସିଏଣ୍ଟ। ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସଲି ତାକୁ ସବୁଦିନ ସବୁ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟରେ ତାକୁ ଧମକ ଦେଇ ଚାଲିଥିବେ। ତେଣୁ ଗୋଟେ ଝିଅଟେ ତାକୁ ଏଇ ଟାଇପର ଯାହା ସିଏ ଦେଖିଛି ଏବଂ ଯାହା ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଘଟିଲା ସାମ୍ନାରେ, ସେଇ ସର୍କମଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସରେ ଯଦି ଏତିକି ଦିନ ଡିଲେ ହେଲା ତାହେଲେ
whether there is fatal or she has properly explained, my lord. My lord, to my lord's query, my lord has also, my lord, the one part has been left out by the state, my lord, because there is specific, my lord has also made a query that in para 33 of the cross-examination of page 142, I was said to this extent, as my investigation reveals, prior to day of occurrence, those three deceased were heckled and assaulted by the villagers way back in the year 2008 and 2011. But I cannot say if any prior intimation to the effect was lodged at the PS, my lord. It is there. So if you have taken, my lord, to my lord, because of the fact that my lord is made a query, and it will also be added to this, my lord's query, that in fact there was an investigation where it has been found in the year 2008 and 2011 a threatening was there by the villagers, and this particular the subsequent allegation of the concerned Procedural one, that not only on the day of occurrence but prior to that her father and the other persons were also heckled. So whether this will be in her mind to carry the same impression that this, because of the threat which was in her mind because the previous incident, or on the date of, or on the date of incident when three persons, the three family members were assaulted and they have also taken away from the cow shed. Whether this threat will continue till 5 days, till marriage till the affair. My humble submission is that, my lord.
Yes.
Because the fact that earlier this thing was there, and this was not within a short span of time. Even if let us accept the prosecution has proved to this extent that there was some threatening, some because of the act of the all three persons, the person to all three deceased persons. It was way back in the year 2008 and 2011.
And this that IOS evidence that it was 2013 सी केमती कहबो?
This is huge evidence. This is huge investigation.
କହିଲା ଯେ ତାର କଣ personal knowledge ଅଛି, କେବେ ଧମକ ଦେଇଥିଲେ କଣ, how can FIR has been lodged?
Yes, madam.
So he has not investigated the case. He might not be posted even at the police station at that point. What he says that 2009 more investigation reveal କରୁଛି positive evidence ସେମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଯେ ଏ ଘଟଣା ଗୁଡାକ କେବେ ହେଲା. Rather the evidence of that lady has come that ଏ ଯୋଉଟା ଆପଣ ଆଣିଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉଟା additional
evidence
evidence ରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ further ଇଏ ଆସିଲା ସେତେବେଳେ
page last page
page ହଉଛି
page 149 150
50. During and in course of investigation, the IO must have gathered some idea, knowledge about the past events taken.
And this one as I have
present. ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ନା 2009 exactly,
I guess.
See,
in the classification, it is his investigation that in the year 2008 and 2011 there was some dispute, or there was some push and pull, and there was some enmity. Not after that, my humble submission, not after that, not after from 2011 to 2010.
ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେଟା ଯଦି 2010
8-11
ହେଲା
8-11 8-11
ତାପରେ ତ ଆଉ କିଛି ନଥିଲା, ତେଣୁ ଏମିତି କେମିତି ଇଏ ହେଲା 2010
exactly,
ତେଣୁ that was your submission. And how far that evidence of the investigating officer is to be believed, from which source he got the knowledge. So his evidence would be hearsay unless the positive evidence come to that effect. ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन रे तार निजर नॉलेज नाही, से कोटे सोर्स रु पाइला, से को सोर्स रु पाइला, से सोर्स रो एविडेंस आनिबा दरकार, ताहाले हां नाही 2009 रे परे आउ किछि घटना हेइनी बेली. बट द एविडेंस ऑफ दिस लेडी इज डिफरेंट. ये जोटा कहूची रास्ता ऊपरे पड़ला सेना सेटा
PW1 रो, I guess PW1 ये जगह है PW1 so on the chart
107
107
100
से जो रास्ता ऊपर नहीं गिन गला मु
108 sir
108 हाँ प्रश्न पचारे कोर्ट ଯେ ଆଗରୁ ତମ ପରିବାର ଇଏରେ ଏମିତି କିଛି ଆଗରୁ ଘଟଣା ହେଇକି ତମକୁ ଧମକ ଚମକ ଦେଇଥିଲେ କି ନାହିଁ? ସେ କହୁଛି ଯେ ମୁଁ ଡିସକଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କଲି ଷ୍ଟଡି 2009 on many occasions in the previous years. ଏଇଟା ଯୋଉ ଲାଇନଟା କହିଲା, ever since grandmother of Dasanta fallen sick, made allegation against my father that she had dreamt of witchcrafting by my father that caused her sick. Villager had tortured us and even imposed penalty in terms of money on my father. It might be okay for them to take revenge against my father, but so and so. ତାମାନେ ସେ ଦଶନ୍ତର ବୁଢୀ ମା, ତାର ଦେହ ଖରାପ ହେଲା, ସିଏ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନରେ ଦେଖିଲା ଯେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ PW1 ର ବାପା ବୋଧେ ଗୁଣି ଗାରେଡି ହେଇଛି, ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ସେ କଥାଟା ଅନ୍ୟ ଭିଲେଜର୍ସ ମାନଙ୍କୁ କହିଲା। ଭିଲେଜର୍ସ ମାନେ ତାକୁ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କଲେ, ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରିକିନି ଟର୍ଚର ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା। ତା ଉପରେ ପେନାଲ୍ଟି ଦିଆଗଲା ତା ବାପାକୁ, ଏବଂ ତାପରେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଡ୍ରାଗିଂ କଥାଟା, ହଁ ଏଠି ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ 12 everyone including my panchayat, including the panchayat members, our relation outsiders were aware about such allegation of witchcrafting and torture to my father to the extent of dragging him on the village road, assault by means of so and so, but none came to the rescue.
This must have been revealed by PW1 to the IO. So therefore, such is the evidence that there were past events taking place involving her father.
And my humble submission, because it is her statement, evidence that these things was well known to the relation valor. Relations means relation and villagers. Let us forget about the villagers, because as per the prosecution, admitted 25 houses are there. Other persons, because of the threat, because of the fact that they were residing in the particular place, they have not come forward spontaneously to allege against the persons, although a ghastly crime has been committed. But PW 6 and 9, my lord, who are the best person? PW 6 is none other than the paternal uncle, and PW 9 is none other than maternal uncle. Neither PW 6 has supported the case, neither PW 9, although belongs to the separate village. PW 6 admittedly belongs to the same village. PW 9 admittedly residing in a separate village, and their distance is around 20 kilometers. And this threat, this knowledge of any previous overtake was definitely because of this reason that the father of the PW1, the deceased, was previously assaulted, and assaulted by a cycle chain. All these things was there, so it could have been easily communicated to the person, or it is well reasonably expected that these things would have been in the knowledge of the mind of the concerned PW9 Miller. But he has not said anything regarding the previous act. Of course, he has admitted that on the relevant day there was the two persons have confessed before the police regarding this aspect, but the previous part, which now in the mind of the honorable court, that because of that particular threat, the victim, the PW1, the informant has compelled, constrained to remain silent for about 6 days. So my humble submission, because of the fact that all these things is a created one, fabricated one, to see that things were developed in favor of the prosecution, and to see that all the persons, because of the people, let us accept that there was some enmity, but it was within the villagers, not exactly within the present appellants with the informant's family. Even if that is there, because in the previous act, neither the informant says that it is only the accused persons who have threatened. It is the villagers. So even if that is there, all 25 villages are there. So 25 villages, 25 houses are there, consist of 3-4 persons. If each ballot will number 100 ballot. So out of 100, 10% has been ballot chosen. So why, my humble submission? Because of the previous act, when she found that the parents have been killed, murder, or anything else, or found absent up, just to see that the persons who be roped in the particular case, now she has created all things, my humble submission. So if at all there was some threatening, let us forget it, that the things, the PW6 being the co-villager, who is although paternal uncle, has remain, well, he has constraint to remain silent, not to go against the entire village as well. But so far P.W. 9 is concerned, he is an independent person, and he is also related to the P.W. 1 informant. Why he has not stood a single ballot, he has not said any single line regarding the previous act? So because of the fact that there was no such thing as there, my humble submission, that's why he has also not supported the case of the prosecution, or to the extent that there was any previous act of the accused persons or anybody else.
So P.W. 9 has spoken to about the occurrence.
Yes, my lord.
Occurrence having taken
Yes, my lord.
confession of two of the accused persons at the PS in his
My lord, just go to that, my lord.
so on and so forth, including the recovery.
Yes, my lord.
So he has not turned hostile.
No, my humble submission, my kind of my humble submission is that because of the fact that he is an outsider, so there is no threat on his part, my lord. So he was not afraid of the concerned persons or the accused persons.
P.W. 9 has not stated anything about the past incident.
Past incident, my lord.
Why to disbelieve the rest part of the evidence?
No,
Because before the court.
I am coming to one after that. My lord has posed me a question to a query that why she has, because of the persistence threat, because the continuous threat which was on her mind, because the previous conduct or previous overact of the accused persons or even the villagers.
ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ P.W. 9 ସେ ବିଷୟରେ କହିଥାନ୍ତା ତା ଚିଫ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେଟର ଏମିତି କିଛି
It's primarily confined to confession and recovery, as it appears. On a bare perusal of the testimony of P.W. 9,
ବିଷୟରେ କହିନି ମାନେ ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ଯାହା ତାକୁ ପଚରା ଗଲା ସେଇ ବିଷୟରେ କହିଲା, ସେ ତାର ଆସିଥିଲା ତାର ଗୋଟେ ଲିମିଟେଡ ପର୍ପସ ପାଇଁ ତାକୁ ଏକ୍ସାମିନେସନ କରାହେଇଛି, ସେ ବିଷୟରେ କରିଛି। ଆପଣ କୋଉଠି ତ ଆଣିଲେନି ନା, ମାନେ ଯେ ନାଇଁ ପ୍ରିଭିୟସଲି ସେମିତି କିଛି ଇନସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆଣି ଆସିନି, ତେଣୁ ଯାହାଟା ସେ କହିନି ତା ମାନେ ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ସେ ଘଟଣା ଘଟିନି।
No, my humble submission is this, because the informant in P.W. Para 12 she has said,
just let us see, a witness to the siege, a witness to the seizure is a family member, ତେଣୁ witness to the seizure ଆଉ ସେ ଯୋଉ confessional statement basis ରେ କଣ ଗୋଟେ recovery ହେଲା ବା ଯାହା ହେଲା ସେଇ, ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ଆସିଛି ସେତିକି ବିଷୟରେ କହିବା ପାଇଁ, ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ କହିଲା, ତ ତା ମାନେ ଆଉ ତା ଛଡା ଆଉ କିଛି ହେଇ ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ଆପଣ କେମିତି ତା ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ ରୁ ଇଏ କରିବେ?
There is no corroboration with it. My humble submission, because of the fact that the solitary testimony of this particular prosecutor or the informant is that there was some threatening prior to that, and it was a continuous one. And she herself in the reply to the query of the Honorable Trial Court, she has said that in the year 2009 she has passed, and thereafter in all preceding year this threat was the continuing one, my lord. And she has also said to the effect that there was no affair. I do concede. And to that matter, the IO has also said in the year 2008 and 2011 there was some overact. So my humble submission, even let us presume, and it was made between the villagers with the family of the deceased and the family of the informant, my lord. So not with specifically against the accused persons. So my humble submission, since there is no cogent and clinching evidence come up through the prosecution that in fact there was some overact made by the accused person, this story, which has been made only after the particular 16th of the concert date of lodging of affair, is an afterthought one and is a matter.
Anything further?
Matter. And also it is the case of the prosecution, matter, that admittedly she was moving freely. Nowhere any restriction was there. And the distance between the village where she was allegedly staying to the police station is only 5 kilometers. And 5 kilometers, at least 15 to 20 minutes walk, easily one can reach there. And it is the rustic villager or a lady like the young lady, she can very well go there and can lodge the affair. But she has chosen not to lodge the affair, and it is not the case that for the first time she came to know about death of their relation only on 15th night, my lord. Rather, in the other case, although this aspect is not clear so far the present trial is concerned, the other trial she has said on the same day, my lord, she came to know about the death of the relation.
ତେଣୁ 16 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ପ୍ରଥମ ଥର ପାଇଁ ଜାଣିଲା କିଏ କହୁଛନ୍ତି?
ସେ ଯୋଉ ଏଫଆଇଆର ଟା କହିଲା, ସେ କହିଲା ପରେ 15 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଲି,
she was informed that the bodies were cremated. When the cremation has taken place, there is no evidence.
So my humble submission, so death, either it is in her knowledge that death was on 9th itself. night itself, my lord. So when it was in her knowledge, ninth itself death was there. Mere putting it in the dig or to brought out to it and to cremate the same. In no way, my lord, develop the situation because already the knowledge of the death was well known to the informant on the same day itself, my lord. And by the process of not putting it inside the dig or subsequently cremating them, this way not because by the process had there been the case that they were alive and subsequently they were died, they were murdered on 15th, then method would be something different. Death was admittedly as per the allegedly on 9th, not on 15th. So only I do concede that different persons' mind acted differently, and in the process, it is her choice to lodge the affair. But because of the fact that my humble submission, she was not at all under threat, and she was not at all, admittedly, she was not under lock and key or detained or possibly under the watch and ward of anybody. So her conduct to lodge the affair on 15th is doubtful, my lord.
You are right. माने evidence सेमती किसी नहीं ताकू कोनोसी घरे बंद कर खाइतला ताकू के जगवा माने पहरा दउथिले जे तू कुआडे माने जाई परिबनी सेमती पाच कर रखते से एविडेंस नाही तार एविडेंस होची जे मु भयभीत हो जाई आगे मते जेतु धमक देले এবং मोर भाई भौणी विषय से ही होची ताकू नुए जे एटा का घरे ताकू जबरदस्ती यू आर राइट दैट
and I want to also add one more thing, my lord. Because of the fact that she was not under any detention for fraud, my lord, and she was moving freely. And if my lord would exclude this, so to say, advanced story of the victim or informant, that she was under constant pressure, the daily lodging of affair is required to be properly explained by the informant. If I would exclude that story, yes, sir. And this particular investigation, as you said, there in the year 2008 and 2011, there was some overtake. Not on the preceding year as alleged by the informant. So if that will go, my lord, so because the fact that from 2008-11 there was no previous incident, so the fearness in the mind of the victim will definitely develop one.
Okay.
And the conduct of the my lord, and it is the case of the prosecution that she, after hearing when she found that the parents were missing in the house, she was intimated by a person who has not been examined as a witness, madam. Anito Sabal, madam. He has not been examined that. So, and one Damanta is also there, who is not an accused also, madam. It is the case of the prosecution that on being asked, he said that your father and parents are tied off. And it is also case of the further prosecution that when the persons were the three persons were taken from the particular place of occurrence, that particular person also threatened. So he was also not added as an accused. Although in this specific case, the person who has past gave the intimation about detention or there's assault to do all three persons inside the cow shed. That particular person was also not examined. That particular, and although there is allegation of threatening against him, he has also not been made an accused. And this particular cow said, admittedly, it is the case of the prosecution that the persons were tied off in the cow shed in a cow shed and also beaten. And it is also case of the prosecution that the sister, the sister of the informant, she was possibly injected by pesticides. But it is also in the evidence he has said that no bleeding, nothing has been found. No bleeding. Injection syringe was pierced in the face and everywhere. That if permits, I can press that one. No, he said that no, there was no bleeding injury caused to my sister, but medicine administered to her came out from her mouth and other parts where they were injected. The witnesses touched her right eye and said that those rolled on her cheek. So, if a particular person's syringe was there, so admitted, definitely there will be injury. And if it will pierce also inside the eye, as has been alleged. So, my humble submission.
पोस्टमार्टम ହେଇଥିଲେ ସିନା ଜଣା ପଡିଥାନ୍ତା ଆପଣ ତ ଡେଡ୍ ବଡି ଗୁଡାକ ଆଲିଗେସନ ଆସୁଛି ଡେଡ୍ ବଡି ଟାକୁ ଡିସ୍ପୋଜ ଅଫ୍ କରିଦେଲେ ପୋଡି ଦେଲେ
Yes, that is there.
ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ରେ ହେଇଛି ଇଞ୍ଜୁରି କି ନ ହେଇଛି ସେଗୁଡା କେମିତି ଆପଣ ଜଣା ପଡିବ?
No, my humble submission, because of the fact that the cow said, the particular cow said wherein the Ali's first occurrence was there,
Yes.
whereupon they were taken by Lord. That particular cow said is also, the place of occurrence is also doubtful, to my humble submission, because to establish my humble submission, the IO has not seized any stump on the particular cow said. It is also, it is the case of the prosecution that by means of proof, they were tied, that those things were not there. And if there is such type of assault, there must be some blood mark at the scene of occurrence. Even after they do search by the forensic team, my lord, they have not found anything on the particular cause head, my lord. So my humble submission, when they did, because yes, the witness may develop the case, but the circumstance or the scene of occurrence will definitely will tell about the spot of if some time has been committed.
Chan, you are forgetting that the scientific officers visited the spot. It must be after a week.
Obviously,
right?
When
the
laws of 7 days,
accused person's intention is to cause disappearance of evidence. That is why they first buried, then they made it exhume the body, then they cremated the dead body. Then whatever material would be there in that cow shed, do you mean to say that they would leave it out so that anybody could trace it out, the scientific? So they, once they had an intention to cause disappearance, they would see that nothing is left at any place. 7 दिन ପରେ ତେଣୁ ଯାହା ବି ଥିବ ସେମାନେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ ସବୁ କିଛି ମୋଡପୋଷ୍ଟ କରିଦେବାକୁ। ତେଣୁ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ଘଟଣାଟା ହେଲା, ତାପରେ ଆସିଲେ ସେ ଜାଗାକୁ ପ୍ରପରଲି ଗାର୍ଡ କରାଗଲା, ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ ଅଫିସର ଆସିଲେ, ଭେରିଫାଏ କଲେ, ତାପରେ ବି କୌଣସି ସିମ୍ପଟମ୍ସ ଯଦି ସେଠୁ ନ ମିଳିଲା, ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ କହିବେ ଯେ ନାଇଁ ଏଠି ଘଟଣାଟା ହେଇଥିବି ବୋଲି ଗୋଟେ ଡାଉଟଫୁଲ ଫିଚର, ଯୋଉଠି ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ୍ଡ ମାନଙ୍କର ଟେଣ୍ଡେନ୍ସି ହେଇଗଲାଣି ଟୁ କଜ ଡିସଆପିୟରାନ୍ସ ଅଫ ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ, ଏବଂ 7 ଦିନ ପରେ ଏତଲା ହଉଛି, ସେଠି ଆଉ ସ୍ପଟରେ ଆପଣ କଣ ମିଳିବ ବୋଲି ଆଶା କରୁଛନ୍ତି? ସେ ଯୋଉ ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ସିରିଞ୍ଜରେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତାକୁ ସେଠି ସ୍ପଟରେ ଛାଡିକି ଯାଇଥାନ୍ତେ, ସେଟା ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ ଅଫିସର ଆସି ତାକୁ ସିଜ୍ କରିଥାନ୍ତେ, ତାହେଲେ ଏଇଟା କୋରୋବରେଟ ଆପଣ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସିଂ ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଇନ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୱେ। ଯଦି ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ ସେଠି ଇଏ କଲେ ତାହେଲେ ସେଠି ରକ୍ତ ପଡିଥାନ୍ତା, injection ଟାକୁ ସେଇଠି ଫୋପାଡ଼ି ଦେଇ ଯାଇଥାନ୍ତେ syringe ଟାକୁ।
not to be, Malad is right to the section. Yes, if Malad, there may be a possibility of the accused persons to disappear those things. But my humble submission, because of the fact that the forensic team, Malad, they have also not found any mark of violence there. Yes, of course, I do consider that these things may not be possible on their part. This thing can be thrown out. But if 3 persons were assaulted on a particular place, and by the process, Malad, violence, serious violence was there, and because it is also not the case of the victim or the informant, that after these things has been committed to these, or the persons has gone to there and they have committed all such things. So the particular spot of occurrence is silent, where no push or no violence has been found in the cow shed. Subsequently, also the same way the cremation point, my lord, cremation ground, also no mark of violence, nothing is there. Not only in the cow shed, but also in the cremation ground, my lord. And as my lord has rightly now take a note of this spot map. Spot map is 10 to 15 my lord, width and length. It was a ditch, and everything has allegedly happened inside that. 3 persons were my lord, buried for 5 days. Let us, for this the sake of argument, let us accept that yes, in fact, the accused person has committed some overtake to decipher the evidence in the cow shed, mallet. But what about the this pitch, the ditch and the subsequent cremation pit? It's a 10 to 15 feet, not a wide one, mallet. So inside the 10 to 15 feet, the bodies were buried for about 5 days. So it's a natural process that after particular days, bodies will be decomposed, and by the process, many body materials will be, the liquids will come out. But the forensic has also not found anything.
No, they have been examined in this case.
Pardon?
Scientific officer has been examined. Then how do you say that?
They have said.
What they have said?
You claim that the bodies were cremated on 15th.
It is the case of
5 days.
6 days.
That is not the evidence, sir.
No, my lord. Buried. Past buried.
As per the FIR is that she was informed on 15th about the bodies being cremated.
Yes, my lord. No.
We do not know when the cremation has taken place.
Pardon?
Maybe on 9th or 10th, 11th, but she was informed about the cremation on 15th.
No, my lord.
It doesn't claim that the cremation has taken place on 15th.
Perhaps in the specific lines he has said that on 15th,
My brother is asking the question that ତାକୁ 15 ତାରିଖରେ କୁହାଗଲା ଯେ ସେ ବଡି କ୍ରିମେସନ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ମାନେ ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ସେଇ 15 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ହିଁ କ୍ରିମେସନ ହେଇଥିବ। ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ସେଟା ଆଗରୁ କ୍ରିମେସନ ହେଇଥିବ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଇ ଆସମ୍ପସନ ରେ ଯେ ବଡିଟାକୁ ଆଣିକି ଆଗେ ପୋତି ଦେଲେ ତାପରେ 15 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ସେଠୁ ବାହାର କଲେ। ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ପୋତି ଥିବେ ସେଟା ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜ ହେଇଥିବ ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜ ହେଇଥିଲେ ସେଠୁ ମିଳିଥାନ୍ତା ଆପଣ ଏଇ ତେଣୁ ଯଦି ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ତା ପରଦିନ ଯଦି ବାହାର କରିକିନି ପୋତି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ହୁଏତ ଆରେ ଆମେ ପୋତି ଦେଇଛୁ କିଏ କାଳେ କଣ କିଏ କହିଦବ ଲେଟସ୍ ଫିନିଶ ଇଟ୍ କ୍ରିମେସନ କରିଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜିସନ ହୁଏତ ସେତେ ମାତ୍ରାରେ ହେଇନଥିବ ବା କଣ ହେଇଥିବ ତା ପରଦିନ ଲେଟସ୍ ସେ ଏଇ ଯଦି ଏବଂ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ନଲେଜ କୁ ଆସିଲା ଆର PW1 ର on 15th ହେଲା ତାକୁ ଆଗରୁ କୌଣସି ଏ ବିଷୟରେ ଖବର ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ଯୋଉ ଦିନ ନଲେଜ କୁ ଆସିଲା ତା ମାନେ ନୁହେଁ what has been pointed out that ସେଇ ଦିନ କ୍ରିମେସନ ହେଇଛି। ସେ କହୁଛି କି ଯେ ମତେ ଆସି ଆକ୍ୟୁଜ ମାନେ କହିଲେ ବା କିଏ କହିଲେ ଯେ ଆଜି କ୍ରିମେସନ ହେଲା ସେମିତି ତ କିଛି ନାହିଁ
ଆଜି କହୁଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା
କୋଉଠି କହୁନା
111 conveyed to discuss Gudina so right
contact କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ ଲାଇନଟାକୁ that is on page 106 matter they're very specific that on 16/9/2013 जोटा कि wrongly typed matter that is 15/9
ହବ ସେଟା
I came to know ସେ ତ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲି that the accused person brought out the dead bodies of my parents and sister from the death where they have buried their bodies and they set fire those by pouring
ମାନେ 15 ତାରିଖ ଦିନ ସେ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲା ଯେ ମୁଦାଲା ମାନେ ସେଠୁ ବାହାର କରିକିନି ପୋଡିଦେଲେ
ପରେ କାଲି ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲି ଯେ ଉକ୍ତ 10 ଜଣ ଆସାମୀ ମଶାଣୀକୁ ଯାଇ
ରାଇଟ
ବାହାର କରି ପୋଡିଛନ୍ତି। କେବେ ପୋଡିଛନ୍ତି କଣ ପୋଡିଛନ୍ତି
that is not specified
ଗତକାଲି means on 15th
15 ମାନେ 15th ରେ ସେ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲା ବା ଜାଣିଲା।
And my lord wanted to know about the spot, my lord. Can you come to the page, my lord, that is P49.
Yes.
P48.
May just a minute.
That is very specific, my lord.
Just a minute.
It is spot, my lord. Where is the place of buried and what is the cremation ground?
Yes, burial place and cremation ground. There is a demarcating line.
ଏଇଟାକୁ ଏଠି ବଡ କରିଦିଆଯାଇଛି ତା ସାଇଡ୍ କୁ ଆଚ୍ଛା burial place ଆଚ୍ଛା ପାଖାପାଖି ତ ପୁରା
ପାଖାପାଖି and this description, my lord, in the above, my lord, he again killed the full and buried those dead bodies that gave our manner dog by and JCB prior to the incident for other purpose, not that they
ମାନେ ମୁଦାଲା ମାନେ ତାକୁ ଆଗରୁ ଗୋଟେ JCB
some other purpose.
Yes, that is also possible. From where the JCBs came, what is the?
It was there. It was earlier there.
ଆଗରୁ ଗାତ ଖୋଳା ହେଇଥିଲା ଏମାନେ ତାକୁ ପକେଇ ଦେଇକି
rather by this particular spot map at page 348, my humble submission, my lord, is rather more strengthened because the length is, my lord, I said 10 feet to 15 feet. One side of the, my lord, that particular length and breadth, my lord, it was buried and subsequently it was cremated on the other side. So the chance of, my lord, disappearance of the evidence when if it will made in the same place where burial was there, it is also not there because two things, burial place and the place of cremation is two different places, although adjacent to each other, having a well space in between, my lord. So as my lord, I was pointing out, the concern has said that on 16th CS came to know that on 15th it was materialized.
No, scientific officer को report जोटा mark ହେଇଛି ତା ଦେହରେ ସେମାନେ ସେ burial place କୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ସେଠୁ କିଛି ପାଇଲୁନି
ନା ସେଠି ସେମାନେ କହିଲା ଆସ୍ ରିକ୍ତା warm
burial
burial বলে শুধু পাই না
কিছু পাই না
warm টা actually পাই না
ତାଙ୍କର ଆର୍ଗୁମେଣ୍ଟ ହଉଛି ମିଷ୍ଟର ଚାନ୍ଦ
ସେଥିରେ ଯୋଉ chemical decompose ହେଇକି chemical
ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜ ହେଇକି କିଛି ଲେଫ୍ଟ ଆଉଟ୍ ଥାନ୍ତା ଯୋଉଟା କି ଇଜିଲି ଡିଟେକ୍ଟ କରାହେଇଥାନ୍ତା
at least to establish the allegation that in fact after killing they were buried
and then
subsequently it was cremated, for which it was in the mind of the concerned
କେତେ ଦିନ ପରେ ହେଲେ decompose ହେଇଥିଲା କି ନା how can
cremation has taken place, that is the
ସେଇଗୁଡା ହଉଛି ମେନ୍ କଥା ସେଠି
my humble service
is immediately dug, exhumed, and thereafter
my humble service
cremated.
yes
ମିଷ୍ଟର ଚାନ୍ଦ
may not be the case of evidence.
ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜିସନ ବଡି ଯୋଉଠୁ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହୁଏ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ କୋଉ କଣ୍ଡିସନରେ ତାର କଣ ହବ ମାଟି ଥିଲେ
time
ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ
it is there
ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଟ୍ ଲାଇନ୍ ଏଇ ଦିନ ଏତିକିଟା ବଡିର ଇଏ ହବ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଶୀତ ଦିନର ବଡି ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜିସନ ଖରା ଦିନର ବଡି ଡିକମ୍ପୋଜିସନ
atmosphere
ତାପରେ weather ଇଏ ବହୁତ ନିର୍ଭର କରେ କୋଉ ଇଏରେ
my humble service even let us accept the entirety my lord, it was buried even for a day, let us accept the my lord, it was not within the knowledge that when it was buried or the moment it was informed to the informant that on 15th she has gone forward my lord, even if let us accept on the same day night it was 9th it was on 10th my lord, the buried dead body was exhumed so even for a day my lord, if that is there some mark of violence must be there because the body cannot be, it was buried, the earth must have been opened and by the process the body was
ଆର ତ ଇଏ ଥିଲା ଖୋଳା ହେଇଥିଲା
ମାଟି ଘୋଡେଇବାଟା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଘୋଡେଇଥିଲା
ସେ ଘୋଡେଇବାଟା ଘୋଡେଇ ବାହାର କରିବାଟା ଏବଂ ସେଇ ଘୋଡା ଭିତରେ there must be some materials my lord, because the previous to that yes of course in the process cow said let us accept that the accused persons because of their conduct might have committed any overtact to decipher the evidence, but the digging place my lord where even for a day
so we'll take up this matter after lunch. Okay.
One thing, but the report to be called for regarding from the jail custody and jail authority superintendent regarding the psychiatric report of the name Mokain. Superintendent, I'm the file on the psychiatric and your past
conduct case Mogaini.
order is something.
Just
Special investigation.
ପରେ ସେଟା ଥିଲା ସେ ମ୍ୟାଟରଟା ଯୋଉଟା ଏଟା ହେଇନି
ଭେରିଫାଏ କରନ୍ତୁ ଅର୍ଡର ସିଟ୍ ଟା ଯଦି ନ ହେଇଥିବ ଇଏ ଆମ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଇଟି ସେଟାକୁ ମଗେଇ ଦିଅ
we can call for we can call for
that is see ଅନ୍ୟ ଅର୍ଡର order was passed or not. Entire order sheet is before you. Both of you. Please check it whether any previous order was passed in that respect or not. If not passed, that will be passed during course of the date, sir. There is no problem.
No, my lord.
We'll continue after lunch. Mr. Please inform that single bench cannot be held today because of this. Okay.
Supplemental list, item number 1.
At the outset, I humbly pray my lord to give me 4-5 minutes time just to place the evidence of Bureau 1, only relating to the first place of occurrence, that is cow shed. So my humble submission is that there is no existence of cow shed in the particular locality, and the evidence of the informant to be present there and to have seen the particular place of seen the occurrence in the pitch dark night is also doubtful, my lord. My lord. To substantiate, I am just pressing my turn to page. It is cross exams also, said 106, my lord. There is electricity connection available in our village, but no street lights are available. I cannot say if it was a full moon day or new moon day, but from the electric light of Bubun's house, this spot was quite visible, my lord. There was about 25 limit. So, from the particular evidence, the prosecution has developed the case that the informant was very much present inside the cow shed, and he has seen the accused persons with their specific about that, because she has said that X is committing this and Y is committing this, my lord. So this particular existence of cow shed is very much doubtful, because the people 2 and 3, who are the allegedly owner of the particular cow shed, they have said that because of the fact that we are daily laborers, we don't have any land even, so we don't have any cow shed. And to further corroborate this aspect, my lord, the prosecution, the concerned spot map, although it says about the cow shed, but it's totally silent regarding the possibility of any ray of light, because the house, whether the village is electrified or not, and no report to that effect has been made from the concerned revenue authority regarding the existence of a spot house, my lord. And besides that also, although it is the case of the prosecution that electric light was coming out from the house of Bubun house, for which she has able to know the identity of those persons, I do consider that because of the fact that the informant and the accused persons are the rustic villagers having acquaintance with a from the childhood or a considerable period, from their gesture and movement also one can assume. But my humble submission, a specific overtake or presence of a particular persons cannot be taken care, presumed, or cannot be gathered only on the ground that in absence of a night, in absence of light, my lord. And admittedly, the date of occurrence was in the month of July, was the month of September, my lord. So rainy season. So my lord, visualize the entire situation. If my lord, and this particular spot map was also silent regarding the possibility of any electric pole or electric connection, or even the house or the location of the house of the bubble to that particular spot. And the spot map also is silent regarding any house or bubble in that particular locality, my lord. So when the cow shed, the existence of the cow shed is also disputed by the PW2 allegedly with the owner of the particular cow shed as per the prosecution. And to that establish that, my lord, the prosecution has also not come up with any report of the revenue authority that in fact there was any cow shed in the name of the particular person. My humble submission, presence of the cow shed, this spot of occurrence, which is allegedly spot of occurrence, is also doubtful. The subsequent contention I want to advance before, my lord, that even if let is there, let us go to the host view, my lord, for the sake of argument. Let us consider the effect that there was a cow shed. In the cow shed, my lord, it's admittedly a pitch dark night, my lord. September, my lord, may visualize. And admittedly in the cow shed, there is no electric connection. No nearby electric pole is there from which a ray of light can also improve the situation, thereby enabling the informant to have to know the concerned identity of the concerned accused persons or their specific overtake. So under such circumstances, when no ray of light is there, the prosecution has also not established that in fact there was any electric pole or even the presence of the house of the particular that bubble, because it has also not come off that in fact whether the bubble's house is situated in the locality or not, or in the particular village or not.
Mr. Just please come to that spot map. In the second paper, volume number 2, the spot map 348 side page. You see, in that spot map, the IO has shown that the cow shed of PW2 is there.
Cattle shed,
cattle shed of Virgin Savar is not only that, he has also shown that 4 poles, etc. जोटा टाइड करा जाउची ताकू मध्ये से सिचुएशन देखि जे चारिटा स्टॉर्म सेठी थिला बेले. So this spot map has been proved by the IO. His signatures has been proved. So have you put a suggestion to the investigating officer that whatever you have shown in this spot map, that is not correct? There is no cattle set at all in that place.
My lord, story, my lord, para 40. Although that part is not there, I do consider my lord is right.
Number 2, just let us hear. Number 2, the PW1 has stated that this occurrence took place in the cow shed of PW2. Did you put any suggestion to PW1 that there is no cow shed of PW2?
That part we have only put to PW2, not to PW1. My lord is right.
PW2 in the 161 statement has stated about his own cow shed. He has been declared hostile. In the cross-examination, of course, he has stated. You see that
114.
PW2 ro
114 para 3 my lord. I am a landless laborer, solely dependent on labor work, and I do not have even a pair of bullock for cultivation work. I live in a small hut. I do not have any cow shed.
No. You come to the chief examination where the prosecution has declared him hostile. And thereafter, what he has stated, that's also a statement. Persons to PW2 evidence has shown the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines from the top. Cow shed were taken to accused person to my cow shed, to my son, tied them, so and so, so and so. So this is all the statement is there. In the 161 CRPC statements, he has stated about the existence of cow shed. PW1 has stated spot map is there, and except bringing out one line in that cross-examination, you have not challenged the other evidence. And this spot map, if it is not challenged, the IO, the one's evidence is not challenged. or do you say that there is no caused at all?
My humble submission, my lord's query is that para 40 of the IO, he has said to this extent that the para 40
Because if we keep one side,
my lord,
a hostile witness evidence, and on the other side, the evidence of PW1, who has supported the prosecution case regarding caused, evidence of the investigating officer, spot map. So the balance would tilt in favor of the existence of the caused or not.
Yes, my lord. My reply to my lord's query is that admittedly, my lord, I don't dispute the fact at present because cow said where the spot of occurrence and the cow said at the spot of my lord, as has been shown, my lord, because it is totally different. Because as for the story of the, if my lord at present, my lord, permit me that the story, the allegation or the evidence which has been brought out by PW1 is a story, then this particular story has not been corroborated by anybody. That is my submission. Because to substantiate my humble submission is that the cow said, as per the evidence of the PW1, cow said belongs to PW2. Now PW2 has said, I don't have any cow said.
No, PW2 has stated in the 161 statement, he has been declared hostile. That is how he has been declared hostile.
Declared hostile.
Then in the cross examination, you have brought out that line. That's all.
In the chief, my lord,
chief, ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲୁ page 114 ଟା ହଉଛି chief examination ର hostile ହେଲା ପରେ ଆପଣ 161 ଟା confront ହେଇନି.
It is not a fact କହିଲେ ପରେ.
It is not a fact. ଆପଣ IO ପାଖରେ ଏଇଆ କହିଥିଲେ ସେ ମନା କଲା it's not a fact. ତାମାନେ 161 ରେ ଥିଲା hostile ହେଇଛି ସେ witness ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ support କରୁନି. ତାମାନେ 161 ରେ ତାର statement ମଧ୍ୟ ଥିଲା ଯେ ମୋର cow shed ରେ ଘଟଣାଟି ହେଇଛି. If you want to see the 161 statement also, you can see it. There is no problem.
No, my lord, my humble submission, he has also said I was not examined by the police at all, my lord.
So different is
my humble submission, once a story is there and it has been subsequently developed by some persons. And at the instance of the police itself, my lord, my humble submission.
PW2 has been declared hostile.
My lord.
So prosecution has proved through the investigating officer that yes, he has made such a statement. Investigating officer कहला मो पाखरे कहिछि. Have you given one suggestion that PW2 has not at all been examined by you? This 161 statement is a concocted one. Have you put any question?
In cross-examination, it has been come only. I was not examined by police. See, PW2 କହିଛି
IO को
IO ର ସେଟା ସେଇ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଛି my lord, I am just pressing my lord.
IO को prosecution ଏଇଟା ପ୍ରମାଣ କରିଲେ ନା ନାହିଁ PW2 ର ଯୋଉ statement ଟା 161 ପ୍ରମାଣ କରିଲେ. ଆପଣ ଡେରାରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଚାରିଲେ ଆପଣ ପଚାରିଛନ୍ତି କି ବାବୁ ଦେଖ ତମେ ତ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛ PW2 ର 161 ରେକର୍ଡ କରିଛ ବୋଲି କହୁଛ ଏଟା PW2 କୁ ତମେ କୌଣସି ପଚରା ଉଚରା କରିନ. PW2 ତମ ପାଖରେ କୌଣସି ସାକ୍ଷୀ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି. ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ବିଷୟରେ କହୁଛ ଏଇଟା ତମେ ମନଗଡା କାହାଣୀ ଗୋଟେ ସୃଷ୍ଟି କରିଛ ଏମିତି କିଛି ପଚାରିଛନ୍ତି?
ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ କୁଆ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଜେନେରାଲ ଟୋଟାଲି ପରଫର୍ମଟରି ଏଗୁଡା
ସେମିତି କଣ ହବ କି?
And this and I also my humble submission that this particular spot, my lord, wherein it is alleged that a cow shed was there, PW 40 has said, the IO in paragraph 40 has said, it is a fact that the photographer, scientific team who took photograph of both the spots have not been cited as a witness in this case, and the team head who submitted spot copy of photograph in CD has been cited as a witness, my lord. But this witness has also been not put to brought as an procedural evidence, thereby enabling the defense to at least to put such questions and to get some answer from it to prove that.
All right, we have noted down your submission that existence of cow shed of PW2 is doubtful feature. Okay.
Also, that there was no electricity connection. Admittedly, my lord, because of the fact that neither the PW2 nor also in the spot map shows that there in fact there was a house of Bubul in a nearby vicinity. And this story of getting the ray of light, and by the ray of light, the spot is visible, and from that particular ray of light, the informant identification to the accused with their specific overtag is also by a developed one.
All right.
And my further humble submission is that when the cow said it was not in existence as per the evidence of
IO kete number sakhi PW
11 I guess.
Their cross-mention
Hmm.
to the IO, page 141,
Hmm.
para 29,
Page 141
para 9.
para 9
ସେଥିରେ
para
ସେମାନେ
9
29 again. 29.
29 Hmm.
they have asked the question and they answered my Lord IO.
Hmm.
The other spot, that is kettle set of Girjana
that is PW2
is situated at a distance of about 250 meters from the cremation ground on its ocean side. The said small hill is situated on the southern side of the kettle spot. But the spot map is drawn from the cremation side up to the cow side, for which it's not and southeast and west direction are not clearly reflected. So they are questioned, but they are not disputed question that disputed
the existence of
existence of the cow side. Not put any question, Melo. And and from the cow side, the saya was seized from the
Cow said, my humble submission, cow said is the spot of occurrence, and cow said so from these things were there. It has not been linked, that is my humble submission. There may be some cow said from which the things have come up, but the cow said where the commission of crime is there.
All right, next.
And and that about one of the same period one. It is her case.
Whatever extra point you want to argue, you can argue.
Yes, madam. Yeah. Because I have joined late, so that's why. But still, then
he stated about all these things. Green lodging affair, contradictions, other things. Yes.
And it is also the case of the informant that the mother was also assaulted by means of crowbar, lathi, and heavy possible weapons, but no injury has been found. So I want to bring the mother of the informant, that means one of the deceased. She was assaulted by lathi and crowbar and other weapons, repeatedly. On the other hand, she has said that the mother has not sustained any injury. So my humble submission, I want to bring this, that she was not at all present, and whatever she has said, it's a developed one. As I have pointed out, the cow shed was not in existence. Presence of the particular informant at the scene of occurrence is also doubtful, and the persons who has given out the link or the information that her parents and sister were assaulted at the spot of occurrence, she has also not been examined. So my humble submission, how she has reached the particular destination when nobody was there or nobody has informed. And if my lord take note of one other aspect, in the evidence he has said that the particular when she was watching the TV and she came to the particular spot, in between the church was there. So the presence of the house to nearby the spot is not available. If I take note of this evidence as a corroborative one, so in such a case, no other corroboration is there, because at the spot of occurrence, the spot of the cow shed is a part on one side, and the residential area by the side of the church. That is her evidence, well. Page
chief examination assault by means of lathi, stick,
807 para 10 first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10 line below or para 10 below. My mother lost her consciousness and she had not sustained any external injury on her body.
On this point, last occasion I argued regarding the Modi jurisprudence on the assault by the means of lathi what would be the injury and what type of injury.
My friend is pointing out abrasion laceration. Of course, no bleeding come off. But it's external injury and causing assault by lathi repeatedly with by the persons who are 10 in numbers and using also crowbar. No, and it would definitely cause some injury. So if pilot take note of this aspect that there was an assault, the subsequent presumption will be that there will be injury. Of course, may not be bleeding injury, but there will be injury. And when she has lost her consciousness, the severity of the assault must be there to make the person unconscious. So my humble submission, when on the other one hand she is saying that there was assault by means of lathi, crowbar and all the other weapons, but on the other hand she is saying that and because of such assaults, her mother has sustained she become unconscious. So definitely there will be injury. So presence of the particular person as an eyewitness is to be disputed. And my humble submission, when it is specific case that she was tied in a storm, on the one hand, when she is saying that she, because of when she protested such action, she was threatened and she was tied in a storm by some of the person, although they are not the accused of a particular case, reason based on to the prosecution. But in cross-examination, she has said that I have not been assaulted and my body was also not touched. The person who has been tied up in a storm and with this situation, without touching the body of the particular person, can it be presumed or can it be believed that she has been tied up in a storm? And this situation where she was definitely protesting, where this situation where she was definitely objecting, so under such circumstance, her protest or her tiding in the particular storm without any touching the body is also rather but to support my contention that she was not at all there and all such things are developed one.
No, perhaps that line ସେଇ ସେନ୍ସରେ ପଚାରିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ତମକୁ କିଛି ଆଘାତ ପ୍ରଘାତ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ସେଇ ଫ୍ଲୋରେ ସେ ମତେ କିଛି ଛୁଇଁବି ତମକୁ କିଛି ଟଚ୍ ବି କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ତ ସେଇ ସେନ୍ସରେ ସେ କହିଦେଇଛି ହଁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଦୌଡ଼ି ବାନ୍ଧିବାଟା ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ ସମୁଦାୟ ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ जेरा करू आमे बहुत जिनस बाहर कर दो देखिकिनी ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ line.
If something has come up, it will definitely go to the
but entire again that is the reason why it is always said that the entire evidence is to be read, not an isolated stray line from here and there. So once you yes you carry on.
And there is also definitely material contradiction between the statement and including the 164 statement. And the magistrate before whom the 164 statement was there, he has also not been examined, cited he has also not been examined by the prosecution. So my humble submission is that had there been at least an opportunity to the defense to cross-examine the magistrate, then matter would have been something different. Because
no, once you put the questions in 164 CRPC statement has been exhibited. So we can see that whether there is such contradiction. There are a number of decisions. It is not necessary for the
last time
magistrate to be examined.
No, I am not on that. My humble submission, because the fact that it has simply been exhibited and it has been the magistrate will be there and by the subject to cross-examination, then matter will be something different. Exhibition and cross-examination, as my lord knows with vast experience, my lord, totally different.
No, you, Mr. You are right. Suppose the magistrate would have conducted TI parade. Then the simply proving the TI parade report to other witness, that would not be sufficient because by examining the
physical appearance,
magistrate, many things could have been elicited regarding the conduct in which this manner in which the TI parade was conducted. But 164 CRPC statement, the witness has been confronted, and we can very well see that 164 statement because it is marked as an exhibit. So for that, it is not necessary that the magistrate should come and prove the contradiction.
No, my humble submission is not that. My humble submission is that it is a laches or the part of the prosecution, because the prosecution from the very beginning tried to build up a case and to dispose of the case as quickly as possible, even without examining the magistrate, also the concerned person who has gone there for the forensic expert, my lord. The forensic expert has also not been examined here. So, because of the fact that, as I pointed out now, the spot, the electric pole, the ray of light coming from the house of Gurun, at least had there been any examination of any forensic expert to support the case of the prosecution, that in fact there was some ray of light, or in fact there was existence of all such things, and by the process the distance, at least the distance. Suppose the forensic expert in his examination will say that this was there, it was 400-500 meters away from. So a ray of light coming from 400-500 kilometers, thereby lighting the cow shed.
Are you disputing that they are the co-villagers of the?
Pardon?
They are the co-villagers, and this girl is watching the incident from a very close distance.
No.
So what is the question of any doubt about the identity?
Well,
you say that there should have been sufficient light. From what a distance this light is coming, there is no evidence that it is an evening time. So therefore, there is doubtful that whether this accused persons assaulted the deceased persons or not. So if it would have been a different thing, they are all known person. 25ଟା ଘର ଗୋଟେ ଗାଁରେ ସେମାନେ ଏକାଠି ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ମାନେ ପାଖାପାଖି ରହୁଥିବେ, ସେମାନେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଦିନ ତାଙ୍କର ଜଣକର ଅନ୍ୟ ଜଣଙ୍କ ଦେଖା ହଉଛି। ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଗୁହାଳ ଭିତରେ ସେମାନେ ପାଖାପାଖି ଅଛନ୍ତି, ତା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି ଫିଚର କେମିତି ଆପଣ ଡାଉଟ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି?
That's why from the very beginning said it is also a settled position of law that if, because of the fact that persons are well known to each other, then their gesture, posture, one can presume or one can identify. But my humble submission, when the specific overtake has been made against each and every person, and it is also the case of the prosecution that inside the cow shed, all these things has happened.
ମାନେ specific overtake each person may say
3 persons को ଜାଗା ରହିଛି,
ସେ ଓଭରଅଲ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ କହିଛନ୍ତି ସମସ୍ତେ ବାଡେଇଲେ ଇଏ କଲେ, ସେ ଯୋଉ ଇଞ୍ଜେକ୍ସନ କଥାଟା ଜଣକ ନାଁରେ ବୋଧେ ଅଛି, ମାଡଟା ଗୋଟେ ଜେନେରାଲ ସିଏ କହିଛି ଯେ ସମସ୍ତେ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଟ କଲେ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
ତେଣୁ ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ କିଏ କୋଉଥିରେ ବାଡେଇଲା କିଏ କଣ ଧରିଥିଲା ଏମିତି କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଜେନେରାଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି ବାଡି ଅମକ ସମୟ ଧରିଥିଲେ ତାକୁ ପିଟି ପକେଇଲେ, ଏଇଆ ହଉଛି ତାର ଏଭିଡେନ୍ସ। ତେଣୁ
so because of the fact all the accused person, my lord, the accused Degun Savar is the father stepbrother of the informant, Idul one, and the Dasant Savar is the first cousin. They are also related. That the identification is concerned, my lord. The co-villagers are also related, somehow related. There is no question of the.
And it is also not the prosecution case come out from the mouth of the Idul one that they were shouting and directing do this, that, then it's a possible matter. Because of the fact that it's a pitch dark night, and by the process identity maybe can be assumed, but because of the fact that there is no direction or instruction between the accused persons, it is also not possible on the part of any person, even with acquaintance, to know about who is the person who is committing the crime. Because it is the case that they are called by each other by their name, or by directing do this or that, you do X, do this, Y, do this, that was also not there. So my humble submission, because of the fact that it's a pitch dark night, admittedly no ray of light, prosecution has also failed to prove that in fact there was some light or from a nearby vicinity which can at least lighted the particular cow shed to identify a person. Even if that is there, the persons who have committed the crime are not the persons who are the now accused person before the my lord.
All right, we have noted down. That's next.
And one more aspect I want to bring it, my lord. It is the prosecution case that one Lohia Sabar, admitted by the IO, that one Lohia Sabar is the person whose leg has been burnt because of the alleged the act of the accused persons while setting a fire to these bodies. That is the case of the prosecution. But the even if that is there, that neither the Lohia has been brought to as an evidence, as a witness to the prosecution case, not also as an accused. Lohina, Parata. Para 21, page 111. On 16/3/2016, when village panchayat were once again convened to discuss the incident, one co-villager, Lohina Sabar, CW15, who has not been examined, whose right leg was extensively burnt during such pouring of petrol and diesel to cremate the dead bodies of my parents and sister, confessed before the villagers that along with these accused persons and other co-villagers, while he put the matches, he caught fire and sustained burn injury in his leg, and his treatment at Bimala Health Center of Gunupur has brought the matter to the knowledge of others. In this presence, in the panchayat meeting, he confessed the crime. Written resolution is made with sarpanch of village such and such, but he is not handing over the documents to us. I was not a signatory of the written resolution. I do not recollect the date of that panchayat meeting. But if that is also there, the prosecution has also not examined that particular person, at least, or either as an accused or even as a witness to the particular case, at least to establish the story of this particular cremation. So my humble son, this part, because the fact that has not been proved or these things has not been substantiated, corroborated by any other evidence, this story also is a creation of the Pidol 1 mallet. So the Pidol 1, from the very beginning, this presence of her presence at the cow shed, subsequent assault by the accused person, subsequent mallet overtact of the accused persons, subsequent after assaulting, taking those 3 persons to outside, subsequent act of the subsequent story of to take bath after throwing the particular meal or the dinner to a riverside, and the other meeting everywhere, my lord, she has developed the case. And in our cross-examination, also during contradiction, these things has been confronted to the IO, each and everywhere her story has been found to be a false one or a developed one. And while my lord has kind enough to allow us for the additional evidence, there also she has said that she has not stated all such things. Although she had just to see that now, although she has tried to patch up the things that because the fact that only the accused, juvenile accused was under trial, that's why she has not stated all such things. But in the chief examination, she has said it was well known to her that the juvenile was also examined, was also under trial by the trial court. Just I am placing that particular Malad's kind of appreciation. I am the informant of this case. I know these 9 accused persons standing in the dock and also the child in conflict with law who is being tried separately. So my humble submission, since it is also well known to her that the particular juvenile was also under trial in a particular case, so there also she has not said. So from that, it is a witness. Of course, I don't dispute the fact that if such thing has happened, definitely under compulsion, pressure or anything, a person can. It is not always possible on the part of a person from different mind to mind. It is not possible to lodge the affair on the same day. It's all right, Malad. Or even after 5 days, she has lodged the affair. But because of the fact that all her story is a Malad contradiction, full with contradiction, development, and she has not Malad compared with a clear picture before the honorable court, and all such aspect is definitely a material contradiction. So honorable court, while considering all such aspect, should not presume the evidence of the Pidol 1 to be trustworthy. So when the particular Pidol 1 has not given a concrete picture and her conduct of not to lodge the affair within a short span of time, although it is the case of the prosecution, although it is her own admission that she was quite known, she know about the death of all the 3 persons who are the head member of the family, and this suppression, this particular remaining silent for 6 days, my humble submission, under within this particular period, she has developed the case because of any tutor or anything from the outside, from any other person, and because of such things only things has come up, and the prosecution has also not given a tried to bring the truth to the proper manner. The person who before whom the person who are allegedly also threatening being present at this scene of occurrence, they are also not made an accused. So the prosecution has also chosen to pick and choose violent method, but some innocent persons have by the process planted them and accused. And because they felt it's a horrifying crime, as per the story of the I can say, of the Peter one, and these things has now come up, my lord. So when the informant has not come up with a clean hand, my lord, and she has deliberately tried to remain silent for about 5 to 6 days after the particular occurrence was there, and this story which she has said, and as my lord pointed out, that because of the mindset which and this pressure or the threatening which she was undergoing for about a year together, she has not chosen to lodge the FIR at the paper soon after the occurrence. My humble submission is that because of the fact that yes, of course, there was previous threatening, even if let us accept for the sake of argument that there was previous threatening, but as per the prosecution, it was ended in the year 2008 and 11. So up to 3 years there was no threatening, and even if that is there, my humble submission, it is quite well not believable on the part of a human being to remain silent on the part of a girl of around a major girl, and to not to lodge the affair and to move freely in the village, doing discharging her work, normal work in a free manner. And it is also not her case that during that particular period, nobody has threatened her because in the particular period. And as my lord said, after the particular when the affair was lodged, the appellants were arrested for 2 to 3 days thereafter. In between, also, there is no allegation or has been compromised by the victim that in between such period there was any threatening made by the accused persons to the victim just to see that the previous conduct will be a continuing one, or by the process any threatening was there. So my humble submission, this threatening or has also been developed one, and because of the fact that the prosecution has not come up, will not bring any materials, that in fact there was some threatening, something, 7 except a bald allegation that there was a threatening. So my humble solution, all such things which my take note of, this lodging of affair at a belated stage cast a shadow. This particular story is materially contradictory to each other, and by this process, as because of the fact that the prosecution has also made pick and choose, and the admitted the persons who are the accused, even taking note of the evidence of the Pedal one, they have also not been embedded accused, and this presence of this spot, and the prosecution, although the evidence has been as well as said, the witness can develop the case to any extent, but the materials or the scientific expert team report, it will remain as such. If this forensic report also doesn't support to any extent that in fact there was any overtake, neither at the spot of occurrence they have found any cause. If my lord take note of, my accept my lord's presumption, my lord's my lord's query that the accused persons might have disappeared. So my humble submission, that particular presumption will not help because those materials are not before my lord to take a presumption. In fact, these things has happened. So if cow said there was no occurrence, subsequent the digging of the earlier the dig was there, putting the bodies inside the dig and cover them on sand, even for a day also. That part is also silent, and that part is also not corroborated as per the forensic report. There is no corroboration to that extent, my lord. And thereafter also, when the body was cremated, allegedly cremated, there also no such thing is come out that the body or the charcoal or the bones which has been recovered from the particular place of occurrence belongs to the deceased, my lord. So my humble submission, since I do concede that if my lord took note of 106, then we are having to explain that in fact we have carried. So my humble submission, when the things has not been occurred and entire thing has been developed by the Pedal one for some obvious purpose, and if there is admitted an enmity, and because of the fact that the things can be taken out nowadays thing has come up, my lord, persons is to be disbelieved, and because of the fact that he is a set of witness, not a single person, even Pedal 6 and 9, who are none other than the broad relation or the direct relation of the informant, have supported the case under such circumstances. Taking into the entirety of the allegation, it's a case where the appeal requests to be allowed, my lord.
So, Mr. Thus, so far as their argument on the merits is they have concluded, we'll hear you on Monday. And after lunch, we'll take up this matter. And we are passing that on to, and the copy is to be handed over to you. So that's all for today.
Kindly ensure that the report comes early before the date fixed.
That notes of argument, my lord, short notes of argument. So I'll file a memo letter, my lord, as well. Copy will be there. Those of them.
So it approves
My lord,
for put up this matter on 23rd September 2024 at 2 p.m. for further. बाकी बहुत सार परिवेश है ना